Oh, hey guys! Oh my gosh, my first live! Woo, woo, woo. All right, so really, I don't have that much energy, so I'm definitely gonna wait until a couple more people hop on. I'm just trying to fix this right here, so you guys, it's not in your way. You know what, you guys? I think that's up too high because look, when I sit down. Oh, well, you can still see me. All right, well, I'm gonna just get started eating a little snack. You guys, I'm so excited. Definitely so excited. Sorry to be chewing in front of you. So for those of you who don't like it, I apologize. Hi! Oh my gosh, I see someone is on. I don't know. Let me grab my phone really fast. Oh wow. Don't know how this works, guys, because this is my first time going live, but I can see that there's someone there. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can figure this out. Hi, Lola! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You have no idea. You literally are making my day. Okay, we have to like really do this. 2019 is our year, girl. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love you too. Can you see me all right? So, oh my gosh. There's a little bit of delay because I'm looking at my phone. Oh, see. Oh my gosh. You can see my phone. Should I put my phone down? Thank you. I really wanted to just come on live just to answer what happened and where I've been, and also give everybody an opportunity to network, grow. And oh my gosh, bring the camera down a little. All right, so let me do that. Oh my gosh, I just love you so much. First of all, can I just say how pretty you look? Oh my gosh, and I love your trailer. You look so pretty. Am I looking into the camera? So I'm looking at the little circle, so I hope I'm looking directly at you. Yes, bring the camera down a little. All right, let's see if I can bring it down. I already had it all rigged, so let me try to. Okay, all right, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna bring it down. Hold on, I'm gonna take this because it's like on two things, so hold on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I want like 100 people to join the live. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me move this out of the way. Hold on 1 second. All right, more people. Oops. Well, that was my face. We don't need a close-up of my face like that. Like, that's just... Oh my gosh, this is going to be so funny. I hope that's better. All right. Oh my gosh. You guys, thanks. Oh my gosh, I see more people. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is like so amazing. You guys have no idea how excited. I'm just trying to get it figured out here. It's my first time, so bear with me. I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, and my thingy-majig. What's it called? Not thingy-majig, but there we go. Yay! Oh my gosh. Hi everybody. I hope I'm looking straight into the camera. So can somebody let me know? Amer Reed's World. Hi, welcome. Dominique Williams, welcome. You guys, I am so excited. You have no idea like how extremely excited I am. First of all, I never thought I would be doing this ever. And second of all, I can't believe there's people on here. So I'm certainly hoping that we can get like tons and tons of people on here so we can network. And I wanted to come and talk to you guys because I had been gone for a while. So I don't know if I should wait another minute or two, but thank you so much, you guys. I hope that's better. Lala, is that better? Hit this. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, I finally get to do this. Watch this. Yay! Oh, thank you. Thumbs up. Awesome. So, you guys, I don't know. Let me know. Should I wait a couple more minutes? But I do want to let everyone know why I was in the hospital and what happened last week and all that wackadoodle stuff. It was just absolutely crazy. And as moms, it's just insane. Oh, love you too, Lala. And you guys, if they're blue, they're for you. Do I have all the lingo down? But you guys, I'm so grateful. So let me know, like give me an emoji or something if you want me to just get started on why I was in the hospital or if I should wait another minute. So, oh, thank you. I am too. I am definitely on the road to recovery, and it was crazy. So, if you think I should get started with the story, just let me know and I'll go ahead and just get started. But I really want to do this like every day as far as lives because I absolutely want everybody to grow. I want everybody to have an opportunity to network and to really make this happen for us because number one, there are so many billions of people who have access to YouTube, and the opportunity for success is there for everyone. And I'm just really excited to be a part of it. I definitely have a special place in my heart for Mother of Kings XOXOXO. So I'll go ahead and just get started, you guys. But I just wanted to come on and say that last week I wasn't feeling well. And you know, as a mom, you just go, go, go. You just push and push and push, and you keep going. And my body said, stop. I had actually been feeling a lot of things for the last year, basically. And a lot of those things, if you were to just check mark them and put them all in a group, you'd be like, oh, well, clearly she has this. But I didn't know to do that because I was so busy going, going, going. So probably 6 months ago, my hair started to fall out, and like it's thin. Like I could never see my scalp. You guys can see my scalp, right? I could never see my scalp before, you guys. You could never see my scalp. It used to be really long, and my hair was really thick. And I just thought, man, maybe I'm just going through something. Like, what's going on? Yeah, it was crazy. And I didn't say anything to anybody. That's the crazy part. Like, I didn't say anything, but it was coming out. And I knew that it was bad because it was not your normal shed. Like, sometimes I don't comb my hair for like a week. Let's just keep it real. So I know what that shedding looks like. But this was like big clumps of hair. And not only that, but it seemed like just fresh hair was just coming out. So that was weird. All right. So that was going on like for the last 6 months. The last 3 months, I was having like heart palpitations. And I'm taking care of my brother who's fighting cancer and just a whole myriad of other things. And he's really, really ill. So I just thought that this last year and a half of me taking care of him was just getting to me, and that I just needed to do some self-care, and that I wasn't doing what I needed to do for me. So I just chalked it up to the fact that I needed to just keep going, pushing, pushing, pushing. And that wasn't the case. I really needed to stop and take heed and figure out that something was going on with me. So I had the hair loss. Oh, someone, hi. Hi, Sonia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My first live. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. So if you're just entering, I'm just kind of getting everyone caught up to speed as to why I was in the hospital last week. I don't know if you can see, but that's the bruise from my IV. So I was experiencing the hair loss, and it was major. And I was really tired. I was having heart palpitations. The start of this year, I started to get really bad leg cramps. Like every single night, I would dread going to bed because my leg, specifically my left leg, it would cramp up. And I would have to jump out of bed because there was like nothing I could do to resolve the cramp. I would eat a ton of bananas. I was taking potassium. I was even like at random times drinking like a little salt. I thought maybe I'm not getting enough salt in my diet. Like I'm trying to just self-diagnose and figure out what's going on. So leg cramps, my hair is falling out, heart palpitations. I'm really super fatigued. My 6-year-old loves to run, and like we take her to the track and we would always run with her. And I had just for the last 6 to 9 months been, well, really honestly like a year, but I had been pushing myself. Welcome, 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 Ghetto Preacher. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm just getting everyone caught up on why I was in the hospital last week. So I was extremely fatigued, but I kept pushing myself because I'm taking care of my brother who's fighting cancer. And so I'm just thinking that another cup of coffee. I'm not a big, huge coffee drinker. I like it, but I really try not to drink that much. But I noticed I had an uptick in my coffee intake because I was so fatigued. So night cramps in my leg. Yes, yeah, I'm getting right there to it, Ghetto Preacher. Thank you so much. So I was just kind of getting everyone caught up as to the symptoms that I was experiencing over the last year. So hair loss, just to get you caught up, hair loss, fatigue, heart palpitations, really major bad cramps in my left leg, but specifically when I would lay down. I had a rash on my right leg. It was small, like the size and circumference of a nickel, but it just wouldn't seem to heal. And I was like, oh my goodness, I know I don't have MRSA because I'm sure I'd be out of here by now if I did. But I was like, something's not right. So last week, I dropped my daughter off at school and it's like 8 in the morning and I decide, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And he's been a trooper. He's down 110 pounds. Hi, everyone. Hey, Bukam. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much. It's my first live, so thanks for stopping by. So last week I dropped my daughter off at school and I knew something was wrong when I woke up. And I'm going to tell you guys, the craziest thing happened. My right arm was numb, and it was a numb that I had never felt before. I hope I said your name right. Thank you. And it's scared. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will definitely be sending positive energy your way. Good, I'll preach you. So, hi, thank you. Welcome to my first live, Into the Bush. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, everyone make certain if they're blue, they're for you. Go ahead and network while I'm just getting everyone. Oh, that is wonderful, wonderful news being in remission. So I dropped my daughter off and I knew that something was wrong because when I woke up last Wednesday, my right arm, you guys, completely numb. And I mean the type of numb that I had never experienced in my life ever. It was so numb. It was painful, you guys. It really hurt. And it probably took like 20 to 30 minutes for me to be able to actually use my hand. I'm like, what the heck? So it's now like 8 o'clock. She's at school and I'm like, I've got to go to a doctor because this is not right. I knew something was wrong. You guys, I get to the counter to register and I'm reaching in my purse to grab my license. And I said to the woman at the counter, I don't feel good. And I fainted. Oh, I faint. I wake up, you guys, and I now have paralysis on my left side. On my left side. My face is drooped. I can't lift my arm or left leg. Yes, thank you so much. You guys, yes, hit that like button, please. Yes, if they're blue, they're for you. Continue to network. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in this morning. So I fainted. I fainted right at the register. You know how you register, you sign your name in. And I just said to the lady, I don't feel good. And down I went. And it just so happened because where we're situated, the hospital is next to where all the doctor's offices are. So it's literally like, hi, okay, go eat. And thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll be going live more. So make certain you've got that bell. Thanks, Ghetto. Have a great day. So the offices are very close to the hospital. Thank goodness. So I'm signing in. I faint. I come to. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate those. I love roses. So, oh, yes, that's correct. Yes. I mean, literally, they were like, thank goodness you did stop and just stop what you were doing. I drove myself to the doctor's office. So they get me on the gurney, get me over to ER because they're trying to like figure out what's going on because now I have paralysis and I'm like experiencing aphasia, I believe is what they were saying, because I didn't have the ability to talk. I couldn't communicate. As you can see, I love to talk. So I couldn't talk, you guys. All I could do was just like cry. I just had tears coming down because I was so disoriented and I had tears coming out and they were just like, I was silent. I knew what was going on. I was dazed and in and out of it, but I was coherent, but I couldn't talk. I could not talk. And they were asking, yes, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I can curse on here, but yeah, it scared me, you know what. So they were like trying to do all these just outwardly neurological tests. And so when they obviously, you know, saw apparently my mouth was drooped because they had me smile and my smile was all crooked. Yeah, it scared me shitless. So my mouth was all drooped, and again, I didn't have I couldn't lift my left arm or leg, and I was holding on to the nurse had a jacket on. It was a male nurse, and he had his scrub jacket on, and I held on to his jacket to like lift myself up when they were like, you need to do this, you know, they were like testing me and all this stuff and having me touch fingers and everything. The neurologist came in, so within like a 45-minute window, they had given me aspirin. They thought I was having a stroke. First of all, I'm way too young for a stroke. Way too young. And yeah, granted, I could lose 20 pounds, but I'm not like, morbidly obese or anything. And not only that, I had just had my cholesterol checked. And my HDL, which, no, excuse me, the LDL, which is the number that you want really low, is only a 52. Thank you. And my LDL, the good numbers, are 45. So I knew that at the start of the year that my cholesterol was like perfect, because the doctor was like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because your cholesterol is excellent. So I go and get a CAT scan. They're like, yes, there's no, they were looking at the arteries in my neck and everything. The doctor's like, there's no hardening of your arteries. There's nothing going on. Like, you don't have any fat clogging up your arteries. So they ruled that out. They did a whole blood work lineup. Sorry, I'm thirsty. It's the craziest thing, but I'm gonna see. Oh my gosh, it's weird that you say that, Lala. So, and I don't know if you guys watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Kim Zolciak, she was only like 37 and had a stroke. And I'm gonna tell you why I mention her in just a second. So they did the MRI, didn't see any hardening of my arteries. They're like, there's nothing there. They were waiting for the blood. They had ordered it stat. Yes. So as you may or may not know, she had a stroke at 37. So they ordered the blood work. I do too. I do too. Oh, wait a minute. Just a side note. I love how Croy. Oh, okay. I love how Croy. Why was he when he was doing her wigs? I was like, he's like a jack of all trades. He's her chauffeur. He probably puts her clothes out. He was doing her lace front. It was so funny. So obviously I've watched every single episode. Hi, Breathable Stroke. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This is my first live. Hello. And if they're blue, they're for you. So absolutely go ahead and network. Different kind of minds. Welcome. Thank you. My first live. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you. Yes. Thanks so much, you guys. I'm just getting everyone caught up on why I was absent last week and why I landed myself in the hospital. And just a quick view again, that is the bruise from my IV. So, hi, yes, thank you so much. And everyone network, thanks so much. So, they did the MRI, they didn't see anything, and they're like, what the heck is going on? Like, you're way too young to be having a stroke. Go down and get an MRI. Don't know if anyone's ever had an MRI. It does not hurt whatsoever, but you absolutely feel like you were in a coffin because they put this helmet on you and you're flat on your back. And then you get moved through this cylinder very slowly, and it's really loud. They actually give you earphones, and they're like, what kind of music do you want to play? I asked for Luther. Love Luther. So she had Pandora. So I had Luther going, but the machine is really extremely loud. And it takes like 30 minutes. I moved a little bit, and so they kind of had to like back it up and start over a little bit because I started to get my feeling. Because at this point, they had given me aspirin. I had already been given the aspirin probably like 45 minutes after I had been in the ER. So I moved. And I'm like, sorry. So I finished the MRI and go back, and they're like, well, we're going to admit you. We just need to wait for a room to open up because it's a really tiny hospital. It's kind of a very small city where I live. So they just still have me in ER, and the blood work comes back. And the doctor, and it's not my regular doctor, of course, because I'm in ER now. And the doctor, he gasps, and he's just like, he said, I have never seen anyone's iron level this low ever. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's a 1. So hence the title of my live today, when 1 is the wrong number. You guys, my ferritin level was a 1. So it was damn near non-existent. It should not be a 1. Like at bare bone minimum, it should be a 12. Yes, it's the wrong number. It sure was. It absolutely was the wrong number. It was totally the wrong number. And I've experienced, yes, that was me. That was me, different kind of minds. I've experienced years ago issues with my monthly because I have a really heavy flow. And so I was previously really diligent about, hi, silly mommy for life. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining. It's my first live, and I was just getting everybody caught up on why I was in the hospital last week and why it is definitely so important that, especially if we have monthly, if you have a monthly, and of course this conversation is open to everyone, And if they're blue, they're for you. So please network. I did not know that it was going to affect me so negatively. I used to really be diligent about making like beet smoothies because I know that beets are good for your blood. I know molasses is good for your blood. And I know that there are a lot of iron rich foods. And I thought that I was really doing a good job consuming them, but I wasn't. Come to find out though that there is a little tiny bit of an irregularity with the shape of my blood cell. It's not sickle shape, so I don't have sickle cell anemia, but it is just a tad bit oddly shaped. And so I have to go back for more testing. I have to go back this Friday, but it's appearing to be that this has just been something that's been going on for quite some time. I was fairly young when I started to have my monthly, and by the time I was 11, they had really begun to be very, very heavy, and they just consistently stayed heavy. And I knew it wasn't normal, but I had just grown to deal with it because that's what we do. You know, I have 5 children. You just push and push and push and you go, go, go. And so I went too far. So and my hemoglobin was a 7.6, and the range for that is 11.35. You should be between like 11.35 and I can't remember but it should be minimum 11.35, and I was nowhere near that. Yes, and see, I began to experience my first bout of anemia and low iron with my first child. But again, I was young, and I knew that I was run down a little bit, but I was so young, and I just did other things to compensate for feeling sluggish and fatigued. And it was also my first pregnancy, and I was nursing, so I was just chalking it up to just, oh, this is just how you feel after you have a baby, and you just keep pushing. See, so you understand. Hi, Vanessa. Thank you so much for joining my very first live on the channel. I definitely have many more to come. Yes, so needless to say, yes, I'm definitely on some liquid iron right now. And yes, if they're blue, they're for you. So absolutely, I don't know if a Mother of Kings XOXOXO is still in here. So I thank you so much. But, so just getting it, so I'm still like a little brain fog, but the ferritin was a 1. And absolutely, it should not be a 1. It absolutely, I believe the minimum is either 20, I believe. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, hi, thank you. Okay, perfect, awesome. So I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I gasped too when he told me, because he was just like floored. Like, his mouth fell. I mean, it was an audible gasp. He was like, and I was like, what? So needless to say, I am right now currently on liquid iron, but I have a lot of learning to do because apparently my body is not absorbing the iron and building up the stores the way it should be. And it's not something that just happened overnight. It has been going on for quite some time. So I'm going to have to... Oh, I know that's right, huh? Wait, you know, I always envision you, Lala, like this, like, okay, on your on your laptop and your notepad. So thank you so much. Different kinds of minds. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, perfect, awesome. Thanks, you guys are networking. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, if you guys could hit that like button, because I totally am trying to just make this an everyday thing, you guys. I think for the rest of March and maybe into April, if somebody could give me like a purple heart if you want to see me do lives every day. I don't know about Saturday and Sunday, but for sure Monday through Friday for the rest of March, I can definitely do that. So if I get a purple heart on here, I will absolutely commit to doing that, because I know that we can all grow together. Okay, awesome. Yes, you got it, Vanessa. I will definitely do that. So needless to say, I've got a lot of studying to do. And I know that there are so many iron-rich foods. Like, of course, I know apricots have tons of iron. I know, of course, beans. I know some of the plant-based irons sometimes. There we go. Got it. Awesome. Purple's my favorite color. And I love hearts. I'm a Valentine's Day baby. I'd show you my paperwork, but it has my date of birth. Well, it has my year on there. Maybe I'll show it next time. Because I mentioned that in one of my other videos that I'm a Valentine's Day baby. And I was like, oh, I wonder if people believe me. Like I have, I don't gain anything by saying that it is my birthday and then it not really being my birthday. So, yes. Oh, awesome. Yes. And I have a family member who had gastric sleeve. Awesome. Thank you, Breathable Stroke. Absolutely. I will commit to Monday through Friday. If I can sneak in a Saturday or Sunday, I'll absolutely do that as well. But Monday through Friday, for sure, not a problem. And I am Eastern Standard Time, so I will probably go live. It'll probably be 11:30, between like 11:30. Once I can kind of like get a good feel for what's a good time for everybody, but it'll probably be 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. So, yes, as far as the gastric sleeve, I know someone, I know quite a few people actually, and they also were experiencing hair loss. I had just touched on some of the symptoms that I was experiencing for the last 9 to 12 months prior to me passing out at the doctor's office, and one of them was hair loss. And I'll show it again, you guys. Like, you can see my scalp, whereas you could never see my scalp before. Like, my hair used to be really long. It used to be down to my waist. So when it started, I actually had been cutting it secretly too, because it had started coming out a little bit more than normal. And I noticed it. I picked up on it, but I just thought, okay, I haven't trimmed it. So I kind of did like a major cut. And I just chalked it up to maybe my hair is just changing. Maybe it's the wrong, maybe I need to switch up I switched up my products. Like, it was just me trying to self-diagnose and figure out why is it coming out a little bit more than normal. Because I mentioned earlier, sometimes I would go a whole week without combing my hair. Like, I would literally just, when the doctors were, oh yeah, oh no, oh my gosh. Did she make it out? Silly mommy for life, or did she pass away? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah, so did she make it? Oh my gosh, that's got to be scary. But I was saying all that to say that I had recently started taking more biotin, because I thought, I've used biotin in the past, and if you guys haven't used it, for me it worked wonders, absolutely wonders. Biotin, Biotin. And I saw like tons and tons and tons of hair growth. So at the top of the year, like literally like January 2nd, I started taking like a ton of biotin, and I thought that I started to see like a difference like after my birthday. I was like, oh, maybe it's getting a little bit thicker. I really wasn't getting a lot of length. I don't really flat iron my hair that much. I mean, I couldn't even tell you the last time I flat ironed it. But of course, when it's flat ironed, it's much longer. I did flat iron it one time. Oh no, so she did pass. I'm so very sorry. Silly mommy for life. It is so very scary with those. Those are very serious surgeries. Yes, the sleeve, the gastric bypass, those balloons, all of those are so very serious. I'm so very sorry for your loss, for your family's loss and friend. So I thought, okay, I just need to up my biotin. I just need to take more biotin, and maybe I need to up my vitamin D, because there's not a lot of sun out here where we are. And so I'm like trying to just figure it out on my own and just do what I need to do, because I'm juggling just like, Lala, mother of kings, XOXOXO, 500 million things at one time going on. The lead singer. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh, wow. I am so sorry. Oh, wow. It's just never, loss is just absolutely horrific for everyone involved, family, extended family, and friends. I'm so sorry. So I just kept pushing. I'm taking care of my brother. I'm like, I just got to keep going. I would always devote Saturday and sometimes Sunday, but Saturdays to my coffee day. So I always looked forward to coffee on Saturdays. I was like, yes, I'm going to have tons of energy because I'm going to get my coffee early in the morning and zip, zip, zip and do what I have to do. And it just was not working. So landed me in the hospital last week. So I ended up having to stay for a couple days, and oh man, that was really, really scary. So they did end up giving me, you guys, a blood transfusion because I was so very asymptomatic. I had no iron stores. Like 1 is not good. Your iron should not be at a 1. Yes. Yeah. So they ended up giving me blood, and Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. And I'm on liquid iron right now. And I found out that watercress, WATERCRESS, is like one of the main suppliers of iron when it comes to plant based iron. It trumps kale, it trumps spinach. It has even more iron than spinach, you guys. I like spinach. I like it in my salad if I do a mixed leafy green because I don't care for my spinach to be sauteed because then it's soggy and it's just a little too slimy for me. I'm usually good to go. As you can see, I haven't missed any meals, so I usually can eat anything. But for some reason, I just don't really care for spinach sauteed. So, of course, I don't mind it in a salad with like romaine lettuce. But come to find out, watercress actually trumps almost everything when it comes to when you're looking for a leafy green that has iron. So watercress it is every day. Of course, apricots have a lot of iron in them. So, and pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds have a lot of iron in them as well. So I've got raw pumpkin seeds, and I also have toasted and salted pumpkin seeds because I don't have any issues at all with I'm not diabetic, I don't have high blood pressure. My cholesterol is fantastic. I was sharing earlier in the live that my cholesterol is like for my HDL, excuse me, I keep doing it backwards. And again, that's part of the brain fog too, just from having low iron. You also will just kind of have brain fog and just be like way out there, confusion. Oh, and I was seeing stars at times, and I had floaters. Hi, the Itchy Guru. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining on my first live. I just was getting everyone caught up as to why I was in the hospital last week, and the reason why the title was the way it was that I said when one is the wrong number. My iron stores, my iron level was at a 1, which it should never be that low. And for any of us women who are still having a monthly, if you do have the opportunity to have blood work done, make certain that they are checking your hemoglobin, your hematocrit, and your ferritin, because those things are essential for how rich your blood is and how rich your blood supply is, and that in turn will affect how well you're operating. We should not be waking up in the morning feeling, and again, I'm not a doctor, so let me put that out there. But we should not be waking up in the morning feeling fatigued and having to fight with ourselves to get out of bed. You should be going to bed and feel well rested and feel as if you want to start your day when you wake up. It should not be a chore getting up. You should not be looking to have that first cup of coffee to help wake you up because you should have had enough restful sleep at night. That was the other thing I wanted to mention, you guys. I was experiencing insomnia. Oh, it was crazy. The insomnia was crazy because I have a girlfriend who is going to school right now. She's finishing up her master's and she's in another state. And like she'd call and I'd be up, or like I would call her because I'm up because I would not fall asleep. So I was experiencing really, really bad bouts of insomnia. I was probably getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep. And I wanted to desperately sleep, you guys. I wanted to go to sleep. I didn't want to be up all night. I was exhausted. I was literally running on E. Literally, because my ferritin was at a 1. Totally the wrong number. So I would like call her and we would be up for hours just talking, and I knew something was not right. And again, just for those who are just joining, these symptoms were all classic symptoms for iron deficiency, and I was at the lowest. I was at a 1. My ferritin level was at a 1. Ferritin, ferritin, at a 1, you guys. So yeah, there's no, you shouldn't be feeling like that. You shouldn't feel like you're struggling to get out of bed in the morning. Silly mommy for life. You should absolutely be able to feel good enough to go ahead and open your eyes or lay and meditate for 30 seconds or do whatever it is that you need to do. But it shouldn't, and for me, it was like I just dreaded waking up because I just felt like I was pulling myself out of quicksand. And it just felt like I was bogged down all the time, like just In a fog. Yes, absolutely exercise. But of course, when you are so fatigued, you don't want to exercise because you're like, forget that. I'm too exhausted. I don't want to exercise. And I was telling everyone earlier, my 6-year-old, she loves to run, you guys. Like, she loves running on the track. And so, of course, I'm always like trying to keep up with her. I'm like, I want to do, and believe it or not, even though I'm short, I ran hurdles when I was younger. I'm drinking my water and my stainless steel straw. So I know that I will definitely lose weight now because I'm going to have more energy and I'll be able to do what I want to do, and I'll have the desire to want to do it. And I had kind of like been holding on to this 20 pounds like forever. Like, I couldn't use the baby excuse anymore. She's 6, so that was out. But I had recently also put on weight. Sometimes you'll see, and it just depends on the person, but you'll see either unexplained weight loss or weight gain. And I hadn't had a significant change in what I was eating. So my caloric intake was still generally the same because I pretty much have the same things. You know, we of course will usually go out like on Saturday, but for the most part I have a set menu that we usually adhere to. So it wasn't like I had gone way off from what I was eating, but I had noticed that it's like, I just can't seem to like shed this. And I had put it on. It had really started to come on March of last year. So March of 2018 was kind of when I started to see like just a couple pounds. And I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'3" and a half. So a couple pounds for me is definitely very noticeable. And I tend to gain my weight in my arms. And that's how, so I'll just show you this. So that's how I measure. Oh, I've got lint all over me. So that's like kind of how I measure my weight gain. Oh, that's my blouse. Weight gain or weight loss. Oh, hold on, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Gotta get my charger. Hold on, because I'm looking at my phone, too. Hold on. Thanks again, you guys, so much. I appreciate it. We are totally going to just build everybody's channels up. We can do this because there are enough billions of people in the world to allow for everybody to have a slice of the pie. Let me go get my charger. All right, it should fit. I think it's long enough. I think this weekend I'm going to go get, well, I'll just leave it here. I think I'm going to go get like a 10-foot charger. I've only had my phone for like 2 years, so I didn't want to upgrade. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wanted to be able to have wireless charging on it, and it's the 7. And I think you have to have the 8 in order for wireless charging to work. So I will let that charge up. All right. So getting back to basically as moms, just as everyone in general, you know, guys too, but specifically moms. And if you have a monthly, it's not normal to have big, huge clots coming out. You know, like I can't tell you guys growing up the many times in junior high, high school, where I skipped out on activities because of the fear of having an accident, you know, of waking up, because of course back then I slept really sound. So, and I'm not a light sleeper. So the fear of knowing that I might ruin someone's bedding or their entire mattress kept me away from a lot of things. And I was involved with a lot of stuff. I was in student government, I ran track, I was head cheerleader, so I had a very busy, active schedule, but there were definitely times where I just was at a loss because I didn't know what to do as far as these heavy periods. And my mom took me to, of course, the gynecologist to see if we could get it under control. And at that time, and really still to this day, the only option was birth control pills. And I tried them. I tried the mini pill. I tried like all the different types, the strengths, brands, and nothing really seemed to work for me. Like it was like my body was rejecting it every time. And I think after maybe the 4th or 5th different, you know, attempt with the birth control pills, I was like, that's it. That's I'm done. And I didn't like the idea of having to put that inside of me to offset and resolve what was going on as far as my heavy periods. And so I just dealt with it, and I've dealt with it for a very long time. So of course now they want to talk to me about taking my uterus out. That's a no-go in my book. Like, I I'm too young. I don't want any more children, but I'm way too young to have my uterus out. And sorry, thirsty. And I don't want to have a major procedure just to get a handle on things. So I have more testing that I have to do pretty much like every week. So I'll be going in on Fridays. And I'm going to have to figure out something that works for me so that I can get that number up, because I can never be at a 1 again ever for my iron levels. That's just unacceptable. Am I looking at you guys, or am I looking at the camera? So let me know. I want to make certain I'm looking at you guys. I don't want to be looking way off or make it weird for you guys. So I just have to do something. And so this will be my quest, in addition to doing what I'm doing as far as my channel, but also any information that I can find for you ladies out there, and for everyone on the channel. But specifically, if you do have a monthly period, however you want to call it, I want everyone to know that if you have the option to get your blood work done, make certain that you are asking for a bare bone minimum: your hemoglobin, your hematocrit, and your ferritin. Those testings are key. They're essential, because your iron stores are what allow for you to avoid feeling fatigued, having the energy that you need to be able to go about your day. I know there are a ton of moms who are staying at home with their little ones, and you're feeling exhausted, you're feeling run down, you're feeling like you have to just push yourself every day, and it's just a vicious cycle when you wake up. Okay, wake up, I'm exhausted, get my coffee, start my day. All right, go to bed, I can hardly sleep. Wake up, I'm exhausted, get my coffee, start my day. And that's one thing if you just like the taste of coffee, which I do. But for so many millions of us, we are relying on it, and it's our crutch, because we are exhausted when we wake up, because there's possibly an underlying issue behind why we're so exhausted, in addition to raising our children. Being a stay-at-home mom is wonderful, and if you have the ability to do so, it can be so rewarding, but it can also be challenging. And sometimes you may mask what's going on because you're thinking, well, I don't want to say anything because I'm able to stay home, so I don't want to complain. But man, damn, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Like, I can't seem to get enough energy. And you find yourself reaching for that coffee. You can hear vlogs or podcasts. You can read blogs. You see vlogs, and you just see it all around you. Hey, how many times did I have to reheat that same cup of coffee because I'm exhausted, because I didn't rest well and I don't feel good, but I'm tending to my children. I'm running after this one. This one's 2. I've got a 4-year-old. I've got a 6-year-old. And it just becomes too much. And that was me. That was me last week, when I ended up going to the doctor's office, reaching for my driver's license, telling the lady at the counter, I don't feel good, and I passed out. And I can't believe that I didn't. Thank goodness there was carpet on the floor. And oh my gosh, because definitely I had a headache. It was sore. I mean, they said that I kind of did it like slow motion, but still, I still hit my head. A head bump is still a head bump. So, but thank goodness that I had the wherewithal and just the foresight to know I need to get somewhere, because it wasn't right. Like, you should not be waking up, and again, I'm not a doctor, but you should not be waking up feeling like you have just helped someone move their entire house, and now you have to go about your day and do what you need to do. You got to put a load in. You got to get breakfast. The babies are hungry. You have to, tend to some administrative stuff. You have to place phone calls. You have to grocery shop. You have to figure out, what am I cooking for lunch and dinner? I'm tired of cooking. I knew something was up, because I had gotten to a point where I was just like, I don't even want to cook anymore. And it was becoming too much. But I am a caregiver. That's what I do. And prior to staying home with the 6 year, well, she goes to school, but prior to having her, I worked outside of the home with my other children. But yet and still, I was also a caregiver because prior to my mom passing away, I took a leave of absence from work. Yeah, you just do it. You do it. You're like, damn it, I have stuff to do. Shit, I have to do. Okay. So sorry if I'm a potty mouth for you guys. Hi everyone. If they're blue for you, so absolutely, please continue to network and thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that like button on the way in. And again, I'm going to be doing lives Monday through Friday for sure for the rest of March, and fingers and toes crossed for the rest of April. I will try to sneak in like a Saturday or Sunday. We usually do stuff, it's the weekend, but for sure Monday through Friday. But getting back to what I was saying, as far as just moms and pushing ourselves and being that caregiver and doing for others and not having that self-care can sometimes land us in a really bad place. And it landed my behind in the hospital last week. Ended up having a blood transfusion, all because that number was a 1. My ferritin was a 1. It will never be a 1 again, you guys. I promise it won't. Because I'm going to do everything that I need to do to ensure that I'm getting the iron. They also were noticing that even though I was taking the vitamin C with my iron, oh, thank you so much for understanding breathable stroke. Absolutely. I still wasn't absorbing the iron the way that my body should. So hence the reason why I have a lot of appointments coming up to figure out what's going on. As far as both my parents are gone, but my dad, he had a lot of blood clots. He had a lot of issues with his blood. I didn't really pay much attention. I was the baby. I was the only girl. I was spoiled. And my dad was sickly, but he lived to be almost 80 before he passed away. My brothers are like way older than me, like 20 plus years older than me. So I was a very late in life baby. So like my dad should still technically be here because I'm not that old, but I was just, born really late. So, because I've got brothers that are way older than me. So I didn't really pay attention because I was the baby. And I always felt fine, but I knew that he had issues. My dad ended up having a stroke, and he ended up getting a double kidney transplant later in life, actually, which was shocking because we all thought that he wasn't going to get one, but he lucked out and he did actually end up getting a double kidney transplant prior to him having been on dialysis. I think he was on dialysis for maybe 5 or 6 years, which in and of itself is not a very long time. I know some people stay on dialysis for many, many, many years, but it just worked out in his favor. But eventually he did succumb to all of those diseases and ailments. And so I knew in the back of my mind that he'd experienced that, and I knew that there were decades of meds that he'd taken to prevent the blood clots and just preventative measures that he would take. Oh, and they had me so in the hospital, they had me on stroke protocol because they thought at first they thought it was an actual stroke when the neurologist did all the testing. Then they were thinking maybe it was a TIA, a mini stroke, because once they did the CAT scan and they saw that there was no hardening of my arteries. And again, just to let you guys know, my LDL is a 52, my HDL is a 45, and you're welcome to go look those numbers up. But just to give you a gauge, those are really excellent cholesterol numbers. And the doctor even said, your cholesterol is great. Like, your cholesterol is great. Yeah, you could stand to lose 20 pounds. But again, nothing significant. It's not like you need to lose 220 pounds. I didn't have any other issues prior to me passing out. So it was just an accumulation of not taking control of that self-care that I needed for myself. I have been running myself into the ground, taking care of my family, taking care of my brother, and that's not going to be the case going forward. I'm going to take care of me first, because if I'm not here, nobody's going to get taken care of, at least the way that they need to be taken care of. And so, in my eyes, so I have to take care of me first, do what I need to do to ensure that everything else flows smoothly. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue. That's right. Yeah, you have to. I'm going to continue to educate myself. And again, oh, thanks so much for coming back, Dominique. Thank you so very much. I knew that I knew something was off. I knew it was off, and I just dismissed it and I ignored it. That's right, you guys network if you're here. So absolutely, I appreciate you all being here. And I just was dismissive of all the signs. And again, just to go over with you what I was experiencing personally, and this was probably about the last 9 to 12 months. Yes, yes, I have to. I have to. Thank you. Absolutely, Lala. I have to, because if I don't, yes, we all have to. And that's why I can't stress it enough. I cannot stress it enough. If you have the ability to have your blood work done annually, even biannually, twice a year, biannually. So that would be every 2 years. No, annually. Let's do it annually. Heck, let's do it every 6 months if you have the ability. Do it, you guys. Make certain that you are advocating for yourself. Make certain, especially if there's anybody in here that has ever experienced any feeling of, oh, well, why fuss? Yes, you need to fuss. You need to advocate for yourself. You need to be your own best cheerleader. You have to make certain that your voice is being heard. And I can't stress it enough. Have your hemoglobin, your hematocrit, and your ferritin. I have to go. Okay, awesome. Perfect. I'll be here. I'll probably be here for another hour. So thank you, Lala. So, that's right. Thanks so much, you guys. Hit that like button coming in. Thank you so very much. Please do that. We can all grow, grow, grow. And this is just the beginning. This is my very first live. Thank you. This is my very first live, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to have lives. I'm going to continue to bring you guys what you want. I'm going to continue to bring the DIYs, the bargain hauls. That's what I should start calling them, huh? My bargain hauls, because I am a clearance kind of gal. I've always, my whole life, been like, why pay full price when I can get it at a discount? I always used to say when I was little, I am not right. Yes, I'm not going to give these people my money. I would say that even when I was little. When I was like 8, I went to Jamaica, and on the cruise ship, you're supposed to throw money over into the water. You know, there's all these people in the water. When we got to Jamaica, you guys, I was 8 years old, and do you know what I did? And I still can't believe this. I took a napkin and I balled up pieces of the napkin and I was throwing it into the water. I had my own spending money. I had my purse. I had my spending money. I wasn't throwing my money overboard. I definitely get it from my dad. Like, my children we would go to Target or any store for that matter. And of course, where am I going first? The end caps, so I can check the clearance. And my children, not so much now, but they definitely used to do it a lot. And they'd be like, Mom, do you hear that bird? Do you hear the bird? And I'm like, there's a bird in the store? And they're like, yeah, it's going cheap, cheap, cheap. And of course, I'd fall for it every time because it would come up. Oh, awesome. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Drew Nation. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Welcome. Oh, right? Isn't that funny? Different kind of minds. And of course, I'd fall for it because they would wait, like maybe 2 or 3 months before they would say it again. But that was just, thank you so much, Drew Nation. I was just getting everybody caught up to speed as to why I was in the hospital last week. And just to let you, I don't know if you guys can see that. The lighting in here is, oh, there we go. That's probably better. There it is. So that was from my IV. Oh, and they had me like hooked up to the like little portable EKG machine. Yeah, right. So just as long as I get the credit for it, different kind of minds, yes. But it was so funny because I feel like I should like sit on a phone book or something because I feel like I'm I'm like too low. As long as you guys can see me, that's just let me know if you can't. But so I've always been very frugal, is what I like to say. I'm frugal. I'm not cheap. I'm frugal. Because why? Like, right? Yeah. It was. Hey! Oh my gosh! Hi, Ham Bam's live. Oh my gosh! Hi! My first live. Oh my gosh! Hi! Oh my gosh! Hi! Hi. Oh my gosh, I was getting everybody caught up to speed as to why I was in the hospital last week. And I know you're a mom, and Bam, as are so many other people who are on the channel, and I appreciate the support. And let me tell you, this title was so fitting because my iron level was at a 1. Your iron level should not be at a 1. Again, I'm not a doctor, but your iron level should not be at a 1. I passed out last week registering to go visit my doctor because I was not feeling good after I dropped my little one off at school. I knew something was wrong. I knew for the past year something was wrong. But again, I'm pushing. I'm a mom. I am a caregiver. I'm doing everything that I need to do except what I needed to do for me. I was not providing the self-care. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dominique. I was not providing that self-care for me. I needed to take care of myself. Yes, my ferritin, Ferritin, my ferritin, my iron stores were at a 1. It was a 1. It should never be a 1. When the blood work came back, because I was showing signs of a stroke. I was exhibiting signs of a stroke because my iron was so incredibly low. My iron was so low that the hospital thought I was having a stroke. They absolutely had me on stroke protocol. I had to lift my arms up, I had to lift my legs up, I had to smile, and everything just from an outward appearance showed stroke. My mouth was drooped, my ferritin, yes. Oh, it was very low. His last appointment, so he's been on meds for a month. Yes, and it's up, but he'll need to stay on them. Yes, absolutely, it does, and it does not improve just like that. That's right. We don't take care of ourselves. We are so busy providing for everyone else. And specifically, if you have a period, I'm just going to use that because that's the most commonly used word, I think. So I hope that doesn't offend anyone. But yes, and that's what they thought. They thought, Drew Nation, that I was having a stroke because I was exhibiting all the signs of a stroke. I could not move. Oh, yeah, that's low. Yeah, you've got to get yours up also. I don't know the last time you had yours checked, Drew Nation, but I would encourage you to advocate for yourself and get yours checked again. I'm so grateful that I did not have a stroke, but everything was leading up to it. I was experiencing aphasia. I couldn't talk. I just had tears streaming down my eyes. I was confused. I was dazed. I was like in a fog. And mind you, I had been experiencing, yeah, oh yes, oh my gosh, breathable. Oh, that's what, hence your channel name, Breathable Stroke. Oh my gosh, yes, like I was seeing stars. I was seeing floaters. This is a sign for stars. My brother's deaf, so that's why I talk with my hands a lot. Yes, I've had iron infusions in the past, and I thought things had resolved themselves, but little did I know. So, yes, I had to have a blood transfusion. I had transfusions last week because it was so low. I absolutely did. And just to kind of reiterate the symptoms that I was experiencing, my hair was falling out. And and it's like so embarrassing, but I know it's so important that I get this out there. Like, you can see my scalp, you guys. I could never see my scalp before, ever. First of all, my hair used to be really long. And last March, when it started to just shed a little bit more than normal, it wasn't a significant amount, but March was when it started to shed just a little bit more. And so I started like kind of trimming it. I thought, oh, maybe I just need to trim it. Like maybe it's becoming resistant to the products I'm using because it's, I've been using the same products for a long time. Like I'm just trying to like self-diagnose all these things as to why my hair is shedding just a little bit more than usual. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes I'll go like a whole week without even combing my hair because I'll do like a wash and go, and then I don't do anything. I'll just put it up in a pineapple and just leave it, and then I won't touch it. So of course I was expecting shedding, but this is the same hair I've had my whole life, so I knew that the shedding was a little bit more than what it normally had been, but I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. But I started to experience the hair loss March of last year, and then subsequent things began to happen. I have this little rash on my right leg, like the circumference of a nickel, And it just seemed to take forever to heal. Even the doctor was like, like the doctor even said at one point last year when I went to the doctor, maybe you have an autoimmune disease. And I was just like, okay, well, what? Because nothing was coming back that I did, but it just wouldn't seem to quite heal. So I was trying everything that I could homeopathic wise to try and get it to heal. And at one point I started to see some success, and then it went back to just how it was. So that was very confusing. So the hair loss, the rash, I was very fatigued. I started to experience heart palpitations. I started to have this pain in my underarm, in my left underarm, and I would actually like just push right here under my arm to kind of alleviate the pain. I'm just going to stand up actually because I've been sitting now for a while. But I would, let me just check this really fast, you guys. So I would like kind of push under there just to try and, oh, okay, perfect. That's fine. I just had a message from something. See, I'm always, you see, always 500 different million things you got to do. So I was experiencing the slight hair loss. And again, it wasn't significant, but it was enough for me to kind of go, all right. And then the little like a nickel sized rash. And again, it wasn't anything huge. It wasn't like it was a big size of a softball or anything. It was just like a nickel size, but it wasn't healing properly. And it would like heal and then it would back off, and then it would kind of like flare up. And I don't drink cow's milk. I haven't for many, many years. So I was like, okay, it's not, and I make my own cheese. It's actually vegan cheese. So I'm like, okay, it's not dairy related. So I'm like, okay, it's not that. And then I started to think, oh, maybe I am becoming sensitive to gluten. And so that was, these are like all things that are going through my head last year. And like, maybe I need to cut that out. I know I need to lose like, I'm not like, huge, but I know I need to, lose 20 pounds. Hey, I've had 5 babies, hey. So, so the hair loss, the rash, the fatigue, just the extreme fatigue, the brain fog, and again, I just chalked it up to I'm taking care of my family, I'm taking care of my brother who has cancer, I'm just go, 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 and I just need to do something different. Maybe I just need to get a little bit more rest, but I couldn't because I was experiencing insomnia. And the clincher was the cramping in the leg, and I would dread going to bed at night for 2 reasons. Because I couldn't sleep and the cramp in my leg. I would stretch before sleeping. I was soaking in Epsom salt. I was buying over-the-counter medicines to help with the leg cramp, even though I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But I was kind of like at my wit's end. Like, what do I do? How do I resolve this? Because I'm exhausted. I want to go to sleep. But the cramp would wake me up out of my sleep. And I wasn't getting a restful night's sleep. I was miserable. And I would usually reserve my coffee for Saturdays. I had noticed I had a little uptick in my coffee. I was noticing that, okay, maybe I'll have a cup on Tuesday. And, just, I was tweaking things. I was tweaking what I had normally done to try and compensate for how I was feeling. And just the extreme exhaustion was just really becoming too much. So and it was 1 week today. It was Wednesday last week. I dropped my elementary school child off. That's the last one that's in elementary school. The other one's in high school. Dropped her off at school, and I'm like, something's not right. Something's not right. And sure enough, checking in. So I just wanted to recap if there's anybody new on here. I'm checking in at the doctor's office. I'm reaching in. My purse is right here, actually. I'm reaching into my purse, get my license, and I'm like, I don't feel good. And down I go, and I fainted. So it was absolutely one of the scariest moments of my life. I am going to do my due diligence to research and figure out what works for me as far as what I need to do to ensure that I'm getting the iron. I am on liquid iron right now. I don't really like the idea of having to do anything synthetic or man-made, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to do that until I can get my iron stores back up. I'll never be on one again. It's not going to happen. I'm never going to be at a 1 again. I cannot allow myself to get this low ever, because I don't know, let's face it, if the outcome, would be the same. God forbid if I were driving and passed out. I don't even want to think about that. I don't even choose to think about that. I know that I was where I needed to be at that moment so that I could receive some care. So I did get a blood transfusion, and I am moving forward with trying to consume as many iron-rich foods that will effectively absorb inside of me. I've been taking, I've always known to take vitamin C with the iron, and I've done that, but for some reason it just seems like my body it was just not processing it properly. So I'm on a mission now to take care of me. I'm taking care of me. I'm doing what I need to do to ensure that I can be here. I want to be here another 50 years. And I want to be healthy. I want to have my health and my strength and my mind, my well-being. I don't want to be in a vegetative state. I don't want to have someone take care of me. I want to take care of myself. I want to tend to myself. And I want to be able to be physically, fit to be able to do that and not have to rely on anyone else. So I've got pumpkin seeds, I have apricots, I have watercress. I do have spinach also. And I'll probably just consume that in a salad form, because I really don't care for sauteed spinach. Even if it's just lightly sauteed, it's just, I don't know. I'll do it. I'm believing me, I have been. But I like spinach. I don't like it when it's sauteed, and I'll eat it in salad form. Yeah, it's best to take that vitamin C with the iron so that it can absorb properly. But who would have thought that the number 1 could be the wrong number? You could read into that title so many different ways, and it can be something different for anyone and everyone who sees that title. But for me, it was really scary, and it really could have been a life or death situation, because let's say had I not made it to the hospital before I passed out, because again, I drove myself. Hi, Maxine. Hi. Thank you so much. Welcome to my very first live. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you hitting that like button on the way in. Oh, thank you so much, Silly Mommy for Life. The title matches your oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Oh, and thank you for the compliment. Yes. Yeah, and that was it. That was it. Like my hair, and like again, I know I've already shown it like 3 times, but Maxine just joined. So Maxine, I was just getting everyone caught up as to why I was in the hospital last week, but I will go ahead and just bend down just to show you. Like, you guys, you see that? Ah! That was never before. You could never see my scalp before. But March of last year, I began to experience a little tiny bit of hair loss, more than what I was accustomed to, the shedding. And it was just slight, but I knew that it was different. And as I've shared with everyone else, sometimes I wouldn't even comb my hair for like a week, because if I just wash it, I'll just leave it as it is and I won't touch it. I'll just put it up. Oh, does it? Okay. Oh, okay. So, and actually, to be honest with you guys, it's only been this is 2019, so it's probably been like the last 5 years that I've really began to embrace my hair, because before I faithfully Wednesday, there's something about Wednesday here, and now that I'm thinking about it, but every Wednesday for many, many years, especially when I was working outside of the home, I was my hairdresser's last client, and on Wednesday evenings, I would get my hair flat ironed. So I'd get my hair shampooed, conditioned, and flat ironed. And I did that faithfully for years. Every Wednesday, I was in that chair, and it was a chore. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and believe it or not, this is very thin compared to how it was, Silly Mommy for Life. So it's really thin. It's thin. Like, it really used to be really full, and it was much longer. At one point, growing up, my hair was like to my waist. And then I got the bright idea when I was 12 to ask my parents to let me cut my hair, because I wanted feathers in my hair. I wanted layers. Who the heck is layering their hair at 12? I'm still playing and getting sweaty every day. But Like my parents, they were like, cool. Because my mom always was like, it's just hair, it'll grow back. But needless to say, thank you, Maxine. Needless to say, they let me do it. And it was great for just a hot second. And then I'm a child, I'm busy doing stuff. I always love to dance. I've been dancing ever since I was little. I know you can't tell. But I'm dancing. I'm involved with activities after, extracurricular activities after school. So that was just a hot mess, needless to say, after I got my hair cut. And prior to that, growing up, my mom would do my hair. She'd shampoo my hair. She would lay the towels down on the sink and on the countertop, and then I'd lay down, and then she'd shampoo my hair in the sink, just like I've done both my girls. And I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Some of the fondest memories are of that. Yeah, for it to be cut, I cut her hair like to. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad it's growing back. Yes, yeah. So she'd shampoo my hair, and then I, sit down on the floor or on a stool between her legs. And my style for, from the time, because I was born with a lot of hair, and my cousins always tell me about that, how I was 10 pounds at birth, and I was emergency C-section. I was my parents' last child. I was a late in life baby for them, so I have siblings that are like 20 years older than me. By sharing, you can share the world. Yeah, yes, absolutely, breathable stroke. Yes, because again, everything that was happening to me, I was exhibiting signs of a stroke. I had aphasia. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move my limbs. The male nurse had on a scrub jacket, and I was pulling his jacket because they were like, they were trying to do all their neurological testing, and I was like, I can't move it, guys. And my mouth was drooped. They would have me smile, and so that's why within like 45 minutes of me being moved over to the emergency room, they were giving me aspirin, and I was on stroke protocol, and they put these compression socks on my legs so that I wouldn't have blood clots, to lessen the chance of a blood clot if indeed I had a stroke. But all the testing came back. The CAT scan came back clear. There was no hardening of my arteries. The MRI was fine, and again, I'll just go over my cholesterol was fantastic. My LDL was 52. My HDL was 45. And they're like, your cholesterol is great. You didn't have a heart attack. You didn't have a stroke. So then they're thinking maybe you had a TIA, maybe you had a mini stroke. And again, this was, even though they had ordered the blood work stat, it was still taking a little bit. Come to find out, my ferritin level was a 1. So my iron stores were literally almost non-existent. It's just not good. It's just not good. I just can't stress enough. Be your own advocate. Advocate for yourself. If something is wrong, don't dismiss it. Don't be dismissive of signs that you're recognizing within yourself. If you see something is off and it's going on and on and on, and it's month after month, figure out a way to address it. Be creative. Do something. I know insurance is a hot topic for a lot of people, but find a way. Start calling. If you don't have insurance, find a way. Do something to find something somewhere that you can be seen. I don't care if you have to go into emergency. And again, I'm not encouraging anyone to try and, I'm going to replay this. Oh, okay, sure, Maxine. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you again for the support. Appreciate it. I'm going to try to be here, Maxine, Monday through Friday for the rest of the month, and I'll try to do that live for April as well. So thanks again. So, oh, you're staying. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So, I just can't stress it enough. You have to advocate for yourself. And I saw all of these things, it was just building, the hair loss, the fatigue, the slight weight gain. And again, I gained my weight primarily in my arms. Like, I'm like chicken legs on the bottom. I mean, I'm not like beanpole thin on the bottom, but I'm also, like I can wear a size 8 pants on the bottom. My weight just tends to be, like from the waist up. And I don't have a huge waist, but again, I saw little things, just little signs that it's like my body was like, hello, hey Missy, something's going on, Missy. The the hair loss, the fatigue, the heart palpitations. And it wasn't until right before I had the whole episode last week that the heart palpitations began to really increase. You know, they were just kind of intermittent in the beginning last year, early last year. But I'd say around Christmas time is when it really began to escalate. And then again, what did I do? I just chalked it up to, oh, it's the holidays. Oh, and my brother had been, I had to get him into a nursing home because he'd had a seizure. He had a seizure, and so it was just like, oh, it's just the stress of me being a caregiver for him and being a mom and a wife and just yada yada yada. I got to keep going. But no, it was me. It was my body telling me something's got to give. So I was seeing stars. I was seeing floaters. Like there were and the insomnia, the leg cramp. Like even right now, you guys, like this may be TMI, but my left buttock a little bit is still a little sore, and you know it's just that muscle. So I've been stretching. I did see the physical therapist while I was in the hospital, and we did a little bit, and so I've got some exercises that I'll do. And like literally that night that I was in the hospital, the leg just felt really heavy. My arm not so much, but my leg specifically, the left leg, and it's definitely weaker. So weaker, and just if that makes sense, it's weaker and it felt heavy because it kind of just was a chore to have to lift it up. Because I was on a stroke protocol, they'd come in every 2 hours and I have to do all of this testing. I have to lift my arms, lift my legs, smile. I'd have to read all these words, 50-50. I'd had sentences that I had to read. So I got no sleep while I was in the hospital. I was exhausted by the time I got home. I was like, I'm ready to come home because you just, and I know it's for your care, but I have no sleep. So you just, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to not be dismissive of what's going on. So I wanted to just share that with everyone. I'm so glad that I had an opportunity to go live and let you guys know that I'm here. I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to get back into the groove of things. I'm going to be doing some bargain hauls. That's probably what I should start calling them. I'm definitely thrifty nifty. I love to just thrift as far as getting the best price possible. No, I can understand there are absolutely times when you got to pay full price. I get it. But if you can hold out and wait, or if you just automatically train yourself to go to the clearance section, you'll find that some of your best purchases are there, and some of the things that will give you the best joy are from the clearance section. And I know some people shy away from it, and that's totally their choice, but I love it because I can't tell you over the years how many times I've found things that a neighbor has or a family member has, and I'll happen to bring it up, or they bring it up in conversation. I'm like, oh, yeah, got it for $4.48. And they're like, oh, wow, you know, oh, I'm so glad you're here too. Yes, I'm like a glass half full type of gal. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so very, and see, that was one of the things too that, you know, now in retrospect, you know, I realized, like, I was just like, okay, I would always be my own best cheerleader. So I'm like, all right, Missy, all right, you got to get going. Even though I hadn't rested well, I probably had like 3 hours of sleep, and I was just super exhausted, super drained. But I was always looking forward to Saturday because I was going to get my coffee, and I was just like doing all these crazy things in my head to justify why I was so tired, and why my heart felt like it was always beating out of my chest, or why I had this dull aching pain in my armpit, and I could only get relief like now I don't have that. I think I felt it like, so Sunday I was home. I think I felt it Tuesday. It was definitely like starting to dissipate, like, okay, and like this morning I don't feel it at all, but for sure, like that month leading up to last Wednesday's whole episode, it was really strong. It was definitely strong. The pain was so intense, and it was like a dull aching pain. So it wasn't like, you know, someone was stabbing me with a knife or anything. It was just a dull ache, but it was a painful, just irritant. And I would just press on my armpit, and I'm like, oh, okay, that feels a little better. It wouldn't totally resolve. It wouldn't go away 100%, but that just seemed to kind of like calm things down. And now in retrospect, when I think about it, like, oh my gosh, you guys, how scary. Like, our heart is on this side. I'm just like, oh. So definitely advocate for yourself. Like, I am big on finding a way. Like, my best friend always says, out of everyone that she knows, if she needs to get something done, I am the person that she will, and she's just smart as a whip. But if there's something that she needs done, like she's like, oh, I know Missy can handle it. I will find a way. I will become a very creative, and I will find ways, whether it's finding a program, finding a loophole, because they're out there. And hey, if I don't use it, someone else is going to use it. And again, not at the detriment of someone else. I'm not going to, hurt someone else to try to get what I need. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So, oh, yes, I understand. I breastfed all 5. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Silly mommy for life. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drink your water while you're nursing. Thanks so much. And I'll be here tomorrow. So, I can't stress it enough. Like, I've always been the person at a very young age. If there's something out there and it's a tool that I can utilize, a program I can utilize, an interaction, something, point of contact, something, I'm going to utilize it. And I was not doing that for myself. And hence the reason why the title of this live is When 1 is the Wrong Number. My iron level was at a 1. My ferritin was at a 1. So I don't know if there's anyone new on here or not. So that's why I just want to bring it up again. It will never be at a 1 again. I'm going to load up on every iron-rich food that I can think of that works for my meal plan, and make certain that I'm consuming it every day, without it. Like, I should be eating my apricots right now. I've got some pumpkin seed trail mix. Matter of fact, let me go grab it. I'm actually moving away. We don't have a lot of plastic, like Tupperware containers, but in my kitchen is gray and white with just a little teeny pop of turquoise, like literally just like a little hint here and there. Like, other than that, I'm transitioning from the warm autumn color. I know this is totally off topic. Well, it's not, but I'm saying all that to say that I am transitioning from the plastic containers, and I know they're BPA free and all that fun stuff, but I grew up on glass. I know that nothing wrong with glass. Glass is good for you, and things are not going to leach into the glass like that possibly could happen with plastic. So I'm saying all that to say that I have these little Sistema, I believe that's how you say it. But these are so cute, right? And I picked these up. I think I had picked these up from Marshall's because that's close to my house. Yeah, you guys, network, definitely. So these are so cute, right? And it's got my daughter's name on her. I send it to school with her sometimes. But I'm saying all that to say that I am going to start prepping my snacks, my iron-rich snacks, in the containers. And I do have, the plastic right now. I think this was like a 6-piece set, and that was like it. I don't have like any other plastic stuff. Like everything else, glass. I got these from the Dollar Tree. Did I? Oh, I think I showed these in one of my hauls. Yeah, so I got these. Of course, we've had glass for many, many, many years. I wasn't big on plastic cups, so we hardly ever had plastic cups. Occasionally, if we went out, to a casual dining, of course, the children would get their drinks in a plastic cup, and we would keep them for a little bit, maybe a week or so, and then I'm like, they're out of here. And I recently purchased these stainless steel straws. There were 11 in the pack with 2 straw brushes, and they were under $7, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was under $7 for 11 straws. So various lengths, and then some are bent. So I am getting used to that. I'm thinking that I might try to find a case or find something that I have in the house so I can take one with me. So I'll have a straw on the go, and it's stainless steel, and hey, it works. So getting back to what I was talking about. So these little containers here, I'm going to utilize them to the fullest until I swap out and get glass. But I got these specifically. I was saying all that to say I got them specifically because they do have just that little pop of turquoise there, because that's just the little tiny accent color in my kitchen. So I'm converting over, and I'm kind of like all over the place with my kitchen. Like, do I want to go like when you see my tablescape, it's like kind of a little glam, but then I'm kind of like farmhouse, but so I'm like maybe I'm like glam farmhouse. I don't know. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So bear with me. You'll be on this journey with me as I figure it out. But I like okay, like this, you guys. Like I made this, right? So this was just some stuff from Christmas because I change out my tablescape every. Sorry for the brain fog. Every season I change it out. So this was just something I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and I had like a Christmas themed tablescape, but it wasn't really Christmas. I take that back. It was more just winter because it was white. Because I really like the look of the white. And if you've seen any of my past hauls, go check them out. Thumbs up. I'm really liking the look of white, and I like how it looks. So I had picked this up, and there were those gems. I think I have some, but there were like 500 in a pack for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and so I just look at that. My hair just got stuck to it. You can see, but I just was messing around, and I just put the gems on here, and I had the white little snow from when it was a winter themed tablescape. So like this stuff, like I don't know, like what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out. So you guys can help me too. Did I show you guys? I think I showed you guys the lanterns. Oh, I don't know. Why was it retracted, Maxine? Was there something going on? Or did YouTube retract it, or? Oh, I don't know. So anyway, and did I show you my gnome? I'm sure I did. I'm still like all over the place. I realize now, I can't believe I was doing all this stuff on E. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I was out there in the streets just shopping and driving and feeling faint and fatigued. But I'm like, I gotta forge on, I gotta press on. So I just love my little gnome here. I think he is just so cute. So my little gnome there. So I see you guys are starting to, I know you guys have got to go, and I've been on here forever. So if you don't have any other questions, can definitely start to wrap it up. I just am so thankful though that I'm here and that I woke up and that I'm on the road to recovering. And I'm going to do what I need to do to advocate for myself to ensure that I'm strong and I can do all that I need to do every day and rest easy at night, get up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. And because I am a positive person, I was always so thankful and grateful, but I was definitely running on E, literally running on E with my Ferritinata 1. It was just absolutely insane. So I am going to grab my apricots and I had actually set them out. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to go grab them. All right, awesome. Thanks, you guys. So, got my apricots. Got my. And you know something interesting? Growing up in our backyard, my grandfather lived with us once he got up in age, and we had an apricot tree, we had a lemon tree, and the neighbors had a pomegranate tree. And my grandfather had a garden. My grandmother and grandfather decided to divorce, like late in life. So my grandmother had a garden, and I remember like picking greens and snapping beans and all that fun stuff. And I loved it. And my grandfather, when he stayed with us, he had a garden in our backyard. We had lettuce, onions, tomatoes. Might have had cantaloupe, I can't remember. But it's just, it was so awesome that just something as basic as having fresh produce that's your own, that you were able to tend to and care for and cultivate it and watch it grow. That was beautiful. So I have been growing my own onions. I'm going to do some strawberries. Yeah, I'm just going to do whatever I can, you guys, for me. And I'm not going to shelve anyone else, but I'm definitely going to lessen the amount of energy that I'm expending on everyone else, because again, if I'm not taking care of me, no one else is going to get taken care of properly. So I have to do what's best for me. 11:44 to 11:44 for me. What time is it for everybody here on the live? I've just been talking up a storm, so let me know if you have any questions, any comments. Is anybody else going live today, this week? It's 2:45. Oh, all right. I know. Yeah, like so many people are East Coast time, or like Eastern Standard Time, I should say. And like a lot of the lives would be like, oh, right in the midst of like dinner for us, or that 3-hour difference is like huge. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I'm like, why don't I just go live? I remember being in elementary school, not elementary school, like kindergarten. One of the snacks was peanuts and raisins in in the little Dixie cups. Oh, I loved that because I'm not big. All right, Maxine, woo woo, right on. I'll have to go back and replay it. Right on. I remember being in kindergarten, and they'd give us little Dixie cups, and they would have peanuts and raisins in it. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe sometimes like sunflower seeds. Hey, Life with London, welcome to my first live. Oh my gosh, thank you so very much, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I gotta go. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Breathable Stroke. Thank you so very much. And again, I'll be here Monday through Friday with lives. So thank you. Thank you. Enjoy your day. I loved peanuts and raisins in those little Dixie cups. So needless to say, I still like that. I've never been a fan of like the candies inside of trail mix. That just wasn't my thing. I know that's huge and popular for a lot of people, but I'm definitely more of the savory side. Yeah, definitely. It's my first one and I'm loving it. If I didn't have stuff to do, I could see how people could be on here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 hours. It's like, oh, okay. This is so cool. Opportunity for everyone to network. And again, it's my first time, so I knew I wasn't going to have 1,000 people on here yet. So I am proclaiming that. I am going to put that out into the universe, and I'm going to embrace it and receive it. And I know soon, very soon, I will have thousands of people on my lives, as we all will, if that's what you want for your channels. And we're going to grow together and make it happen and support one another and do what we need to do, so that whatever it is that you desire, you have that success, and you have it, and you embrace it, and you run with it, and you make it yours. Because I'm definitely not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing this. That's right. You have to claim it, and you have to put in the work and do it. And I'm seeing now that being consistent is key. And so that's why I've decided way early on in the chat, I was asking for everyone to either let me know or give me a purple heart if they wanted me to go live. And I'm so sorry to be chewing. Hey, it's real life. Gotta get my iron in. I'll do for sure Monday through Friday going live. And I may or may not be able to sneak in a live on the weekends, because we usually do a lot of stuff on the weekends, but for sure Monday through Friday. And I know that it's going to happen for me. I know that I'm going to see the growth. I'm going to continue to support others, and I know others will. Oh, thank you. I love purple. And I'm a Valentine's Day baby, so that's awesome. But we can do this. Like, come on, guys. There's billions of people in the world. And I forget the numbers now, but when I read a report somewhere, like how many people are doing YouTube, like it's astronomical. It's jaw dropping. There's enough to go around. There is definitely enough for everybody to get a slice of the pie. So I haven't figured out yet what exactly it is I am gonna do, but I absolutely love doing. And I need to like show you guys some DIYs. If you want to see some of the stuff that I did pick up recently, just let me know. If you haven't already, hit the like button. But let me know. I do actually have like 3 items that I picked up that I could show you. And I don't mind showing them now because I'll probably do another haul this weekend. So I don't mind showing them if you want to see them. But there's enough for everybody. There's absolutely opportunity for everybody who has a channel. If that's what you desire, it can be yours. Put in the work, be consistent, network, and have fun with it. It shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be something that you dread. It should be something that you do look forward to. And I know for me, I've definitely been looking forward to it. I absolutely missed being able to put out new content, but I love myself more than the new content. So I was glad that I had an opportunity to be in the right place at the right time when I was at the doctor's office when all of this went down last week. So I was definitely supposed to be there. I was supposed to be there, and the way that things happen, that's how it was supposed to happen. And I know that I can move away from that and just onward and upward, be in a different place. These apricots are so good. And they don't have any sugar on them. I like just, dried apricots. That's good. Oh, wait. Just keep sharing content. Oh, I absolutely will. Let me show you. I actually did get a couple of things here. I just want to show you guys. I'm like so anxious to show you. So I'm going to grab them really quick. I don't know if any of you guys saw the last haul that I did where I picked up the square vases for $3.25, you guys, because they were part of the Valentine's Day. If you have a Safeway in your area, check. Whoa! Oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. You know what just happened? Just because my case. I couldn't get the word out again. That was a brain fog from having a one for my iron. My case broke. So I have it all like Jimmy rigged. I'm like, okay, don't move. So let me show you what I have. I'm so excited to show you. Hold on. I had them at the other end of the table. I think I'll sit down now because I have been standing up for a while. Can you guys see me all right? Awesome. So I don't know if any of you guys were able to check out my other video where I had hauled 2 square floral vases from Safeway from the floral department. $3.25, you guys. Like, that was such an amazing deal. So of course I got 2. And then when I went back a couple days later, I got 1 more. I was so mad because there had to have been like at least 15. So there was only 1 left, but that's all right because that's just what was meant to be. So I'm thinking that I will use, I don't have a lot of family here in the city where we are currently, but there is someone that's close to me who's a fellow mom also. I would mail this to someone, but it's extremely heavy, guys. Like, I know the shipping on this would be 5 times the amount of what it was to purchase this. This was only $3.25. So I now have a total of 3 of these. And this is, Debbie Lilly. Like, I don't know if she has a website or not, but I absolutely adore just about everything that she puts out in the floral department at Safeway. So if you have a Safeway, don't sleep on the floral department. It's almost a guarantee that after every holiday, they are going to at least do 50% off on the floral. Because this is not like, I have constantly purchased Debbie Lilly over the years, and it's always been the day after, even sometimes like the night that the holiday is ending, because again, we're not a big city where I am. So the awesome deals that you find in the floral department at Safeway, especially after a holiday, are awesome. So snag them up. Like if you see them, absolutely grab them. It's kind of that way like with Big Lots also. I love Big Lots. Maybe I should. I kind of like had to clear some junk off my phone. I was just looking back at my phone. So maybe if I have enough storage, maybe I'll do a shop with me. So if you'd like to see that, let me know. If I have storage on my phone, I will definitely do it, you guys. I'll do a shop with me at Big Lots. I love Big Lots. Big Lots, you gotta just get it because it'll be gone. And yes, you can like order online, but sometimes some of the items you can only purchase in the store. And it seems like sometimes they're just specific to that area. So with Big Lots, you gotta get it. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Okay, awesome, Maxine. Yes, I will definitely. If I can figure out a way to finagle some storage on my phone, I'll do a shop with me. So, let me show the other thing. I'm definitely feeling better, but it's gonna take some time. You know, you can't just build up your iron stores overnight. I did get a blood transfusion. I don't know if I mentioned that while you were on the live or not, Maxine, but I did last week. So feeling better, but absolutely not 100%. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, never again, never again. When I let my iron levels get down to a 1, never again. So, I can already smell them. They are so fragrant. I know that when I light these, the throw that it's going to give off is going to be phenomenal. I mean phenomenal. I absolutely mean phenomenal. So at my Freddy's here, where I live, you guys, and I'm slow about it because I love these. Dun, 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 dun. Look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh. This was on clearance for $15.97. I got 2 of them. Our Freddy's does clearance, and the way that they do it is, these are candles. These smell so delicious. They are, okay, the tag, it just can't be right because it says that it's vanilla. It says it's a Modavari Home Fashions. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I heard part of your story. Hold on, let me see. Let me get my phone really fast. It went away. Okay, awesome, thank you. I'm glad you're home safe, Maxine. Awesome. So there's this new line inside of our store that they're carrying, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Modavari, Modavari. So MV is just what the initials are on here. Oops. So this says that it's vanilla. You guys, this does not smell like vanilla. It smells like honeysuckle, and I love honeysuckle. I'd show you my detergent. It's too far away. I use the Mrs. Meyer's dish detergent, honeysuckle. I love honeysuckle. Oh, love honeysuckle. So this smells like honeysuckle. These were on clearance for $15.97. Let me take the paper out so you can just see there's 3 wicks here. Let's see if I can get it out. There's something there. So they were on clearance for $15.97. And then check this out, you guys. At our Freddy's, every week the clearance gets an additional mark down. So they start at 30%. So it's $15.97, and then like the first week that items go clearance, it's like 30% off. Then the following week it's 40%, and then each subsequent week they add an additional 10% off. So you get to take that percentage off of the clearance price. So the week that I went, so this was after I got out of the hospital. So this was Monday. You guys, they were 70% off. 70% off the $15.97. Of course, I had to snag them up. And again, they smell like honeysuckle. They absolutely, and there's 3 wicks. It's huge, you guys. I wonder if it even says how big it is. Oh, no wonder. Okay, I knew it. I just looked at the bottom tag, you guys. So this piece here says vanilla. And I'm like, you guys, it's not vanilla. It doesn't smell like vanilla. I like vanilla, like in my coffee. I don't really care for the scent of vanilla. I knew it wasn't vanilla. I just looked at the bottom. It says orange blossom fragrance. Oh, but it smells like honeysuckle, and I love honeysuckle. And if you've ever purchased the Mrs. Meyer's honeysuckle dishwashing soap for your dishes, or this spray, That's what it smells like. And not only that, it's so incredibly fragrant. They're not even lit and you can smell them. So I don't know if it's just because of the size, but you guys, I know when I go to light these, heaven, I may even go back and see if there's a couple more. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. And it almost looks like brass. So in my kitchen, I'm shifting away from like the warmer colors, like in my whole house, period. But in my kitchen, I'm doing whites and grays with just a little pop of turquoise. And again, I only have like a couple things, like I had mentioned earlier, like these storage containers. You can see there where it's trimmed in turquoise, and then the tabs on each side are turquoise. So, and it's other than that, like everything else is white. So I had just slowly started to transition away from the warmer earth tones to the white, and I really like it, you guys. I just haven't decided yet if I am farmhouse, if I'm glam farmhouse, if I just want to go completely glam. I don't know. I'm still on that journey, but I'm glad you guys are here with me. So, needless to say, I'm stoked. I did not care that these were kind of like, it depends on like how the light hits it. It sometimes looks gold, and then other times it looks like a light brass, but I don't care because these smell absolutely delicious, and I know that they're going to make me so happy. So for a couple bucks, hey, it's like I would. And the regular price was $19.99. I just, oh, it's called MV Minimalist Gold Candle. So that's how they have it tagged, and that's definitely the route. Speaking of minimalist, oh, what a good segue. I have definitely begun to do that in our home over the last 5 years. I've really begun to just kind of declutter and make certain that everything in our house has a home for it, like a specific home, instead of like even like my junk drawer. You know, I grew up with a junk drawer. When I became a homemaker and married, I had a junk drawer, and you literally threw everything in there: scissors, tape, batteries, random stuff, coins, things, plastic bobble pieces you didn't know what they went to. And there was always that one drawer in the kitchen, I know for me, and growing up also. And that was just how it was. So I don't know if anyone else had a junk drawer, but grew up with a junk drawer. And my mom kept a really nice, clean home, but we had a junk drawer. And I just kind of thought that everybody had a junk drawer, and so I had a junk drawer. But now my junk drawer is organized in my kitchen, and we began to declutter and let go of the excess. I think that we were pretty stereotypical as far as most households where we had, two people working, and children. We had 5 children, and we had amassed just stuff, and we really didn't. It wasn't filthy or anything, absolutely not. But we definitely had stuff, and it wasn't like hoarderish at all. But we definitely had an abundance of things, and we definitely could have done with less. And so now that we have just the 2 in the home, because the other ones are in college, we just decided that we can start to downsize as far as just the amount, just the volume of things that we have. And so even though you see me hauling and shopping, oftentimes it's just really honestly just for things that I need for the house. So I'm not trying to collect anything new, and I'm not trying to add to what we have, because I have actually donated quite a bit of home decor and just home items also. So I am rebuilding, but with a different purpose, with making certain that I purchase things that do make my face light up, and that I know that will fit with the decor that I'm headed towards. And I'm happy to be making this transition. It makes me feel really good seeing my white lanterns and my marble and whites and silvers and grays. That just makes me feel happy. So I'm excited about that. So I am just on a journey to make certain that we stick with trying to stay with just what we need and not having more than. So it's been interesting. It's been fun. We incorporated something with our last child when she either purchases something, receives a gift, or if she's interested in saving up for something gift wise or toy replacement, she has to donate 3 toys. And it was something that we started very early on. She's only 6. So we began talking about it with her when she was just a toddler. And of course, she may not have been able to respond appropriately, but I know that she was comprehending in that brain, what we were talking about. And we would walk through the motions with her when she got a new toy. We're going to donate 3. And that has allowed for that to be just part of her DNA. And so she knows, like, right off the bat, like, if we go somewhere or if she receives something, she's like, let me go get my, like, we don't even have to say anything. She's like, let me go get my 3 toys. She'll come in the house. She'll go through. She has 2 toy boxes that I purchased that were a steal, you guys. Oh, they were an absolute steal. I got them from Ross. And they are actually not toy boxes, but that's what I utilize them for her in her bedroom. And her bedroom's so cute. And she loves pink. She loves multiple shades of pink, but I think soft pinks are probably her favorite. And she loves purple too. And so she likes pink and gray. So I was like, yay! So that was kind of cool. So she does have 2 square containers that are cloth, and you can sit on them. They have they're kind of like trunks, but small trunks. They're like mini trunks. And I got them both, you guys, because one of the cloth has like a chevron print on it, and you, of course, when you close the lid, it's cushioned so you can sit on them. And I got them for like $11 a piece because one had a little stain on the material. And so when I got up to the counter, I was like, well, can you just give me the other one for that price? And she did. So see what I'm saying as far as just kind of tying it all in with advocating for yourself or just asking. Just put it out there. Just put it out there and see. She could have just said no, but she said yes. So I ended up getting both of those like mini trunks for $11 a piece because the one I think was like $29.99. So I was like, there's no way. I knew that I could get a deal on the other one. And it's just sometimes just simply asking. Don't deny yourself the opportunity to know, oh gosh, well maybe, you don't want to have to go back and go, gosh, I wonder if I could have gotten the other one. Just go for it. You're not hurting anyone. As long as I'm all about if you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, if you're not having to tear someone else down to be able to take advantage of a benefit, go for it. By all means, green light it. I always say that, green light it. Like, make it happen. Because if you don't, someone else will. So why not take advantage of it for yourself? And I appreciate you guys staying on. Whoever is left on here, I truly appreciate it. If they're getting tired of me, just let me know and I can always stop. As you can see, I can go on and on and on. But really, truly, and not just in that aspect as far as when it comes to shopping, but just in all aspects of your life. If there's something out there that either you've been thinking about doing or you want to do, go for it. If you're not hurting anyone else, make it happen. Find a way. Ask other people. Network. Research. Step outside of that comfort zone. Do your due diligence for yourself. Oftentimes, as moms, as wives, as sisters, caregivers, we take on that caregiver role and we take it on to the fullest. And we can sometimes delay our own satisfaction and growth. And I am just all about everyone gets an opportunity to have a turn. I always say that. Everyone gets an opportunity to have a turn. And as long as you're coming from a place of kindness and wanting to do good by others, go for it. Make it happen. Make it happen for yourself. Make it happen for your family. Whether you're advocating for yourself, for your spouse, your children, family member, green light it and make it happen for yourself. These candles smell so incredibly good. Oh, I know they're gonna be phenomenal. Oh, when I light them, I'm probably gonna light them this weekend. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should go back and see if they have any more. Now I feel like that's a little hoarderish. But I want to just have some. So, hello. So let me just circle back with all that. So I was saying all of that to say that yes, even though you're seeing me pick up things in the haul, that I'm definitely not trying to just add more stuff to my house. I'm definitely trying to make certain that the pieces I pick up fit my current transition as far as my decor is concerned. And I want to make certain that I'm picking up things that put a smile on my face. And I'm just so thankful that I woke up this morning. I'm so very thankful and grateful. I really truly am. I just keep going back to that, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record and harping on it, but I am extremely happy, even with life's stressors and whatever obstacles that you may have to endure, and whatever challenges you're facing. I woke up. You're here. The people that are currently on here, you woke up. And for me, that just fills me with so much joy, and it makes me so happy thinking back to a week ago today that I was in a hospital bedroom receiving a blood transfusion because my ferritin level, my iron level was at a 1. It's just, it's an eye opener. And I had always appreciated my life, of course, always, and so very thankful. But now with a different set of eyes, and I really truly am embracing each day. And I know that it's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised, and so you have to take full advantage of the days that you do have. And of course, I've got things going on like everybody else, but I'm going to choose. And I've always been pretty positive, but going forward, I'm going to absolutely choose to just really truly focus on. Oh, I can hear myself talking. Focus on what is good for me, what builds me up, what makes me happy, what makes me continue to thrive and want to do better for myself in all areas of my life. So I know that once I begin to feel better and I get those iron levels up and I'm no longer at a 1 and I begin to build up my energy stores and I'm feeling better, I am going to incorporate some physical activity because again, I'm not, and there's, everybody is shaped differently and everybody has their own shapes. And yes, I've birthed 5 children, no twins in there. But I also know that even though my cholesterol is great, and I'll say it again, my LDL is a 52, my HDL is a 45. You're welcome to go look those up so that you can see how that kind of measures up with the ranges where they are. But I know in my heart of hearts that I need to let go of this 20 pounds. I'm going to release this extra 20 pounds that I've been hanging on to, and I don't need to hang on to it anymore. And so, whatever that is for me, as far as activity wise, and yes, hi, my blended family. Hi, thank you so much to my first live. I've been on here for a million hours. Yes, hello. Thank you so much. I've kind of transitioned away from, I came on live today, my blended family, just to share with everyone why it is that I was in the hospital a week ago today. I wasn't feeling well, and so I'll really honestly make it really fast. So I had been experiencing some symptoms, like for the last year, I had been experiencing some hair loss, and I'll just kind of bend down just to show you. You can actually see, that is my scalp. That's my scalp, guys. And I could never see my scalp before, hardly, and so to have this big river running through my scalp here. Hi, Tasty Mafia. Hi! Oh my gosh, hi! I'm on my first live. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. I get so excited every time a new person comes on. Oh my gosh. No, you guys are like, she's a wackadoodle. I'm just so excited. 11 or 12. It's 12. Yay. Thank you. I was sharing with everybody why I was in the hospital a week ago today. Oh, you're not going to believe it, girlfriend. Oh my gosh. So I wasn't feeling good. But let me just back up really fast and just share with you kind of some of the symptoms that I had been experiencing over the last year. Oh my gosh, thank you. I am too. Like, I've already decided that Monday through Friday for the rest of March, I'm going live. It will probably be 8:39. It'll probably be 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. So that would be what, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time? Because a lot of the people that I follow and that are on my channel, you guys are Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know. I'll figure something out, and I'm just gonna keep riding with it. But anyway, so long story short, so like for the past year, Tasty Mafia, I had been experiencing things that were different, and I was just like dismissing them. Like, okay, like my hair started falling out, not a lot, but like it started falling out. I was having like heart palpitations. I was really, really tired. Like my youngest, my 6-year-old, she loves to run, and we take her to the track all the time. And normally, and I ran track. I ran hurdles actually when I was younger, and so of course I would run with her. My husband runs with her, brother, but I was like fatigued, but I kept pushing myself. I was just like, oh, it's just all this extra weight that I have on. And yeah. And then I had this little tiny rash on my right shin. That's always an interesting word to say, huh? Shin. So I had this little, I know I'm a goofball. I had this little rash on my right shin that was like the size of a nickel, and it would get better and then not, and then it would flare up. And I don't like do dairy. Like I don't do, it don't fall, right? So I was like, this is weird. And I went to the doctor last year, and the doctor was like, oh, maybe you have an autoimmune disease, but there was nothing that was coming up. And so, and I don't know, I wasn't thinking to have them check for my hemoglobin and hematocrit and my ferritin. So ramp up to like December of last year, just the stress of the year. And I take care of my brother who has cancer, and just, being a wife and mom and all that fun stuff. I started to really feel bad. And by January, I was like, man, I'm just out of it. I'm just like out of sorts. I'm not myself. And you're not going to believe this. Last Wednesday, I get my daughter off to school. I'm not feeling good. I go to the doctor's because I'm like, you know what? I don't have an appointment, but I'm cutting in because I don't feel good. I pass out while I'm reaching in my purse to get my driver's license. I pass out. So it just so happens that in the city that I live in, it's a tiny, tiny little city. So the doctor's offices are literally like next door to the main hospital. So they get me over to the emergency room, main hospital. I'm on the gurney. They're thinking, yes, exactly. OMG, yes. They're thinking I'm having a stroke because when I come to, I cannot talk. I have paralysis on my left side. They had me do the smile test, and like, my face is all lopsided. I'm all smiling crooked. I had no strength. My right hand was tingling and numb. My left leg, I couldn't move my left hand, my left arm, my left leg. I couldn't talk. I could not talk. It was the craziest thing. And as you can see, I've been on here for 5 million hours already. So clearly, I like to talk. I couldn't talk. I was just sitting there with like tears streaming down my face slowly, silently, because I was like in a daze. I'm like, and the neurologist came in, and within 45 minutes of me getting over to ER, they started giving me aspirin because they thought I had a stroke. But they're like, she's too young for a stroke, and yeah, I could stand to lose 20 pounds is what I was telling everybody, but I'm not like, 500, and again, we're all different shapes, I'm not down on anybody. right. I get it honest from my dad. We could go anywhere, and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to be here for hours, but it's all right, because I would usually talk to someone else too. Don't even, oh, thank you. Hey, I blame the extra weight on having given birth to 5 children. I didn't even have any twins in there. I wanted twins, but now in retrospect, I'm glad I didn't. So, long story short, they give me a CAT scan. They're like, we don't even see any hardening of your arteries. Like, your cholesterol is excellent. Like my LDL's 52, my HDL's 45. Look it up. I should have like a chart back here somewhere. Oh, that's my bruise from my IV right there. Oh, girl. So, long story short, they give me an MRI. That's interesting. If you've never had an MRI, very interesting. It doesn't hurt, but if you are claustrophobic and you don't like closed, confined areas, you would wig out. You would totally freak out if you had to have an MRI. But they give you headphones because it's really loud. The machine is incredibly loud. And the woman was like, the tech was like, what do you want to listen to? And I'm like, Luther. And she's like, yes. She said, the patient before you. Right. I know. Oh, yeah. So you know. And then she's like, yes. She said, I'm loving the patients today. She said, the patient before you had Smokey going. so anyway, so they put the headphones on. I listened to the music. And they're like, you didn't have a stroke. And they're waiting for because they had done a full blood work, full panel of blood work. They're like, you didn't have a stroke. So then the doctor's like, well, did you have a mini stroke? And I'm like, oh, Lord. I mean, you should have seen my eyes were big as half dollars when he said that. Because keep in mind, my husband, oh, I totally forgot to tell that part of the story. And I've been on here for 500 hours. I totally forgot to tell you guys. My husband leaves a little bit before I do for work. And so, and I'm at home with the grade school child, because we just have one in high school and one in elementary school now. The others are out of the house. And he would, he's always, good morning, babe. And so that's our thing. Hour went by, he didn't hear from me. 2 hours went by, 3 hours went by. And all this time, I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital on the gurney, and they're, moving me here, they're testing all this fun stuff. So he had no idea I was in the hospital until they called. I'm just so thankful that he didn't wreck, get into the hospital. Lord. So, where was I going with that? So anyway, come to find out, my iron was at a 1. I hope I'm looking at you guys. I don't know if I should look there or there or there. But anyway, I'll figure it out one of these days. So, okay, right now, can someone, if anybody's on right now, can you tell me if I'm looking directly at you guys, or does it look like I'm staring off into the distance? If somebody could just let me know. Sorry, I'm just curious to see. I'll keep my gaze right where it is. Do I look like I'm looking at you guys? Just give me like a purple or pink heart if I look like I'm looking at you guys. Okay. How about now? Am I looking at you guys? Okay, so right there. So I need to look this way. Okay, that's crazy. Oh, all right. All this time I was looking over there. Okay. All right. So, oh, that's weird. So, okay. So anyway, so I'm such a goofball. So, where was I? So they get, so then the doctor comes in and he gasps. He's like, oh my gosh, your ferritin is at a 1. I know, right? I'm so funny. I keep myself going. He's like, your iron level is at a 1. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I know that's bad. I've had issues with my iron before, and I honestly thought that I had resolved them because I had iron infusions some years ago, but I have really, really, really heavy monthlies. And I know it's not normal, but it's just something I've dealt with ever since I had my first child. I had anemia, but I don't think my iron levels were ever at this. Well, I know they weren't, because they definitely would have told me, because of course, you have 5 babies, you get your blood work done all the time and just living life and having physicals and things like that. But my iron, my ferritin was at a 1. So hence the reason for the title of this live, when 1 is the wrong number. I will never let my iron get to a 1 again. Oh, it was a hot mess. So needless to say, I was in the hospital, and I'm so glad I'm out. I got blood transfusion, and I am eating all the iron-rich food that agrees with me and that I can possibly find. So watercress, come to find out, and I've always liked spinach. I don't like it sauteed, but I like it in salads. Spinach, kale. I used to make kale smoothies like all the time. I used to actually make beet smoothies all the time, because I know beets are good for your blood. I know molasses is good for your blood. I know these things. I just wasn't incorporating them in our meal plan. Better, yes, thank you. It was very scary. I don't ever want to be scared like that ever again in my life. And I fell off. I just absolutely fell off. And I knew something was up, though, because I had all of those. I had all the symptoms. The hair loss. Like, I could never see my scalp like that. The dizziness, the pain in my armpit, the sore that just wouldn't seem to heal. My heart would sometimes be racing and feel like it was just going to jump out of my chest. Sometimes I'd be like, okay, is my heart going to stop? Because it was just palpitating so irregular and fast. I was seeing stars. I was seeing floaters. It was just, I was so fatigued. I love coffee, but I normally would reserve coffee for just Saturdays. I normally would just have coffee on Saturdays. And I found myself, like, at the start of the year, like, having a coffee on Tuesday, then maybe Thursday. Then I was trying, like, yeah, it does. It really makes you think, right? Like, my monthly, it was so heavy. It was always so heavy that there were often times growing up when I was younger, I wouldn't go places because I've had accidents. You know, I didn't want to have an accident and ruin someone's linens or their mattress or anything. I I know this is going to be TMI, but I got to share this with you guys. When I was 13 and we were in Texas visiting family, I'll never forget it. I was with my cousins and we were standing by a tree and we were sitting by the tree, and when I stood up, I just started like that. I mean, it just, I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but and they've always been heavy since about 11, 12 is when they really just begin to just so incredibly heavy and really thick clots. And I know it's not normal, but I just dealt with it. I knew I was anemic after I had my first child, but I thought that everything was all right. Yeah, it was crazy. I'll never forget that experience because here I am in a whole other state visiting family, and I stand up because we'd all, us cousins were all talking around the tree, and there was probably 6, 7, 8 of us, and I stand up and I just start gushing. I'm like, oh, so embarrassing, but that's life. And so I just thought that things could kind of resolved, and I would intermittently do, hi, Phone Jones, hi, welcome to my first live. Oh my gosh. Hey, I've been on long enough. I've, as a teen, it was very scary. Absolutely, absolutely. Because I had no idea that was going to happen. None whatsoever. None. I appreciate you guys so very much. This is what happens, right? When you stay on a live for 500 hours, you're bound to have more people come on. I'm so incredibly thankful that I'm here. That you just have no idea. Like a week ago today, I was in the hospital and getting blood because my ferritin level was so incredibly low. Blood transfusion because my iron was so low, a 1. 1 is not good for you. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I can't encourage you enough, especially ladies, if you have a monthly, if you have the ability to get your blood work done, get your blood work done. Yes, a 1. The doctor gasped. The ER doctor, he gasped. He was literally, he said, I've never seen, see, so you know. Yes, the doctor gasped. He said, I've never seen an iron level that low. I've never seen it. That low. So, needless to say, still here, yes. How am I? Hi, Maxine. Yes, and so I'll never allow it to get that low again, ever. I've got my apricots, I've got my watercress, I've got, of course, I'm on liquid iron, and I have to go in weekly to get my blood drawn because they are staying on top of it. And I was just sharing with everybody else earlier in the live, you have to advocate for yourself. If you don't have insurance, figure out a way to get something going. I don't care if you have to petition the hospital or a local lab or clinic to ask them, yes, please, yes, I'm going to. Oh, absolutely, no doubt, Phone Jones, absolutely. Am I saying your name right? Phone Jones, yes. You have to advocate for yourself because if you're not here, then, as most of us are parents, hello, so I'm trying to be here for another 50 years and I want to be here healthy and I want to be able to take care of myself and enjoy my life and do what I'm doing and watch this channel grow. So I've decided for the rest of March, Monday through Friday for sure, I'm going to go live. Don't know about Saturday and Sunday, but definitely Monday through Friday, I'm going to go live the rest of March. And then, seeing how that goes, I may go into April doing it too. Initially, I wasn't going to go live until I hit 500 subscribers. And I was like, I need to tell. It's very windy where I live. Like the winds are probably, I can tell you how fast the wind is. Yeah, it's extremely windy here. So I'm always hearing stuff. The wind is at 22 miles per hour, an easterly wind. So it's really windy. But I'm advocating for myself, and I was encouraging everyone else eating my apricots. Pumpkin seeds are really good. And I knew all this stuff, you guys. I knew it because I had experienced anemia before. I don't think my ferritin had ever been this low. Now I'm curious, like to get all my medical records to see. I'd have to, of course, order them from various hospitals from other states. But now I'm curious to see, like, at any point was it ever this low? Because I have had iron infusions before, but that was some years ago. And of course, not keeping up with eating enough of the iron-rich foods that I was well aware of. You know, I knew beets were good for your. I knew molasses was good. I knew beans. I knew spinach, kale. I knew all those things, and I was eating them, but I had really tapered off. Never again. I was sharing with the live earlier. I have these little, and eventually I'm just gonna move away from plastic. Oh, you're just. Oh, thank you, thank you. You too. But I am kind of just making a shift away from plastic to glass. Nothing wrong with glass. I know most of us grew up with glass. Glass is still used for a lot of things, and so I figured, why not have glass in my home? So we didn't have a lot of plastic to begin with. My decor in the house before was like really warm tone colors, deep purples, and just the warm tones. And I'm transitioning away from that. I've done that for many, many years. So I've decided that I like the color. It wasn't that I was against it or anything, but I had never really had white in my home, not a lot of it. And so just as, the seasons change and just you change as a person, I begin to really be drawn towards the color white. And my tablescapes, even though it's for the different seasons, is primarily white with maybe just a hint of color. Oh, then what? Oh, okay. So then, where did I leave off at? So I wasn't feeling good. Is that where I was? And see, that was part of it too. You'll have like brain fog, so you have to forgive me. So I wasn't feeling good. So I had all those symptoms. The hair loss, the rash that kind of wouldn't heal, heart palpitations. I was having pain like in my underarm. Look at me. I definitely need to lose 20 pounds. Because most of my weight I gained in my arms. And that was another thing too, Tasty. I had noticed that I'd had some slight weight gain. And because I can wear like an 8 on the bottom, but I definitely need a large for my top. And so the first place that I tend to notice my weight gain is my arms. When I lose weight, the first place I lose weight is my legs. My legs, and then just kind of like travels up. And usually my arms are the last. And so I had noticed last year that, I'm like, is it just age or what? But, I'm putting on a little bit. But I really hadn't had a change in my diet. It wasn't like I had done an extreme change in my diet, per se. I was still pretty much eating the same things. We're creatures of habit. We generally tend to buy the same things. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But the hair loss, the heart palpitations, just like, oh my gosh, felt like my heart was going to beat out of my chest. The rash, the fatigue. Our 6-year-old loves to run. I would try to keep up with her on the track because, again, I ran hurdles when I was younger. So I'm like, this is nothing. And I would be pooped. I would have to stop. And I would just have such labored breathing. And I'm like, it was more than just, I've got extra weight. I was like really like exhausted. And I just chalked it up to just being a mom of 5, a wife, taking care of my brother who has cancer. I'm eating my pumpkin seeds. They're rich in iron. And these are huge. These two right here are huge. The insomnia and the leg cramps. I was averaging, like over the last 6 to 9 months, I was averaging maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And I was exhausted. I was absolutely exhausted when I would wake up. And my poor husband, he was like, I don't know how to help you. I was doing melatonin and stuff like that. And there's also a natural herb that you can take. I cannot remember the name of it. I had some too, and I ran out. So I was just doing melatonin. I was still not able to rest well. 12:30. I'm just keeping an eye on the time because I have somewhere to be. I wasn't resting well. And every single time that I would lay down, you guys, every single time, my leg would cramp up. And so I was dreading going to sleep. I was so desperate for sleep, yet I wasn't sleeping, and my left leg would cramp. Come to find out, that is like one of the biggest markers, one of the biggest telltale signs of anemia, low iron. And again, they're two different things, but they usually go hand in hand. Oh, it was horrible. It was so horrible. So last Wednesday, dropped my daughter off at school. I actually dropped her off a little bit early because I'm like, I don't feel good. My right arm had gone numb. I woke up, my right arm was numb. I'm like, what the heck? My right arm is numb. And numb I had never experienced before. It hurt. It was so numb that it hurt. So that was really weird. It took like 20 to 30 minutes for it to like stop being numb and for me to actually be able to use it. I was like, this is so weird. So that scared me right off the bat. I'm like, okay, I can't move my arm the way that I'm supposed to. Like, it was tingling so incredibly bad. By the time I get to the hospital, I'm reaching in my purse to get my driver's license. I pass out. So they get me on the gurney, get me there. At this point, and I have paralysis on my left side. My face is all lopsided. I can't move my right arm, hand. I can't move my leg. I can't talk. As you can see, I can talk. I couldn't talk. All I could do was just cry because I was like in a daze. I was like in and out. It was like I was there, but I was just in a fog. And so I couldn't talk. Oh, you can. You can. Because when I lose the weight, mine goes down too. And it's really, honestly, I know you hear billions of people say it tasty, but it really truly is our diet. It really truly is. It is your diet. It is like 80% diet, and then the rest is the physical activity. Because I know for a fact, certain foods that I eat aid in me putting on the weight. I know it. And I'm not a big sweets person, but I'm definitely carb driven, and I'm more of a savory. So I like more of the non-sweet. I mean, of course, I'll enjoy a sweet. Don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely carb driven. So I know for a fact when I consume a lot of carbs, I see the increase in the weight in my body. But when I lost the weight, I had 5 children. I had 4 vaginally. My last one was a C-section. And even with having had a C-section, when I lost the weight a couple years back, my stomach went down. And I was shocked. But it was, again, my diet. So if you want to know what I did, now I sound like a YouTuber. But seriously, though, if you want to know what I did, I'll be talking about it tomorrow on my live tomorrow. I'm going to try and get some content out there too, but I'm definitely going live tomorrow. But I'm going to figure out a way to either like show you guys a picture or post a picture just from a couple years ago. Some of the changes that I had in place for my diet, how I was able to shed the weight, including my tummy. So I know, mother of 5, it can be done if you are consistent and diligent and you make the changes. So it can be done. So I'll talk about that tomorrow on tomorrow's live. So getting back to this. So they thought I was having a stroke. They were like, oh my gosh, I had a neurologist come in and doing all this testing, and like my left side was like gone. It was shut down. They were like, stroke. So within 45 minutes of being in the ER on the gurney, they were giving me aspirin because they thought I had a stroke. And so they, Tasty, how many children do you have? I can't remember. I know we've talked about your children before and you've mentioned them in your lives. Oh my gosh, see, that's just it. I keep remembering every single time that someone new comes on. I started having ringing in my ear January of this year. So see, January was like monumental because, that's when a lot of the signs, the markers were there, and they really began to become very heavy. I started getting ringing in my ear, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have tinnitus. Tinnitus, however you pronounce it. I was like, no, I have tinnitus. But it wasn't tinnitus. It was because my iron was so incredibly low. That's one of the huge telltale signs. But again, the ones that are really major are the insomnia and the leg cramps. And it was every time I would lay down, because that's when it happens, when you lay down. So I was just like in a really bad place because I was exhausted, wanted to sleep, couldn't sleep. And the cramps would just, even though, most of the time I'd be awake when they would come on, but sometimes they would just wake me up out of my sleep. I was, oh my gosh, a beautiful bird just landed out back. Oh, wow, what a beautiful bird. wow, it's gorgeous. You're, oh yeah, I am. I really am tasty because this is, I was on a gurney this time last week. I was on a gurney this time last week. On a gurney. And shortly after that, getting blood because I was that jacked up. My ferritin was at a 1. At a 1. So they did the MRI, they did the CAT scan. When everything came back, they're like, and I had already had my cholesterol checked. So they knew in the system my cholesterol was good. My cholesterol was, and I encourage you guys, go look it up. My cholesterol, my LDL is 52, my HDL is 45. So it wasn't my cholesterol. I wasn't having a heart attack. They were like, you're too young. You're way too young for a stroke. And so when all of the blood work came back, my ferritin was at a 1. Yep. And I'm so thankful. That's why I'm like so happy and giddy. I've always been a happy person, but I'm definitely now like, I feel like I have a new lease on life. And I am going to just take advantage of every single day as it comes. I'm not, you know what? We all have challenges, just like the next person. But I am not about to let that stop me. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah, I think I'm getting a text message. Okay, yeah. Okay, awesome. So, yeah, I'm all about, I gotta take care of me first. I'm taking care of me. If I don't take care of me and I'm out of here, then what for my family? So I'm not about to let that even be a scenario. I'm only going to speak positivity into every situation. I don't care what's going on. It's going to get better. It will get better. And I'm going to do everything that I need to do, starting with making certain that I take my liquid iron that they prescribe for me, eating my iron-rich foods. I don't know if you guys eat it or have heard of it, and I've eaten it in the past, of course, but I didn't realize that watercress, watercress, watercress has more iron in it than spinach. And the cousin to watercress is kale. That's your problem? Tell what? With what you eat? Or low iron? Tell me, Tasty. Sorry. I just had to respond. Sorry. Sweets and, oh, yeah. See, yeah, like, because I know you and I had a drink night, didn't we? And I'm okay. Like, and the thing of it is that I've never been huge. Of course, I like sweets, like the next person, but I've never been huge on sweets. And so it's not something that I absolutely crave or have to have. But the flip side to that is I liked carbs and still like them, of course. And as we all know, though, if you consume a lot of carbs and you don't burn it off, it turns into sugar, which then, if you don't expound that energy, expend, I think is the word. If you don't utilize that energy properly, that extra sugar then turns into fat. So, and again, I'm not a doctor, but just living real life and in this real body. A 4. What was the? Oh, you have 4 children. Yes, yeah, that was a question earlier. Yes, I knew we were pretty close in how many. I think we had talked about it before. But again, that's part of it also, having my low iron. So I was trying to do all this stuff, trying to get my channel going. You know, I'm like, yeah, 7's one of the numbers of completion, because I've had the channel for 7 years, but I only posted content like one time, like 4 years ago, and then maybe like a year ago I posted something. So really, honestly, like the last month has been when I finally decided and you guys, you got to check out, a shout out to my girl, Mother of Kings, XOXOXO. I'm following her, of course, but I really was, it was just amazing how that happened, how we ended up connecting. And so, long story short, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to start, my YouTube channel, because basically there was no channel. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I'm home. My baby's in school. I'm taking a break from work because I'm taking care of my brother who has cancer. So I'm like, I can do this because I do have some downtime, and I was not taking care of myself. I was neglecting myself, and I was ignoring and dismissing all of the signs. Sometimes my iron is in protein. Yeah. So see, I can't stress enough. You have to advocate for yourself. If you have the ability to get your blood work done, have them check your hemoglobin, your hematocrit, and your ferritin. You got to get those checked. I can't stress it enough. If you don't have insurance, figure out a way. Figure out what programs you might be eligible for. Sometimes I know hospitals and or clinics will even offer a discount if you are able to pay in cash. I don't care if you got to rob Peter to pay Paul, or set a few coins aside each pay period. Collect some cans, do something, because if you have a period and you're losing blood, and I always had the heaviest periods, chances are your levels are probably not where they should be, and something can be done about that, whether it's via the food you eat or some type of supplement. But you're no good for yourself and for others if you're not operating at your best level. And I thought that just pushing myself would do it. I thought that would do it. Let me just keep pushing myself. Oh, hold on one second, you guys. I don't even know how to mute you guys. Hold on, let me step away. I don't know. Hey. Yeah. Let's just do a live really quick on my channel. That's right. I'll call you back. All right, bye. He's so sweet. He was checking on me. He's like, go back to the live. And I know there's a way I can mute it on here. I don't know, because I've seen people mute it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's my first live, so I have been on here 500 hours, but I still have a little bit of time. So if anyone has any questions, or if you want me to stay on, I'll certainly stay on before I have to get off here. 12:45, 1:45. Yep. So I'm good. So I just can't stress it enough. Whoever's on here, advocate for yourself and do what you need to do to make certain that you're operating at your best optimum level, and make certain that you don't ignore the signs. If you have the ability to do it, do it. Get in, be seen by your doctor, get your blood work done. You can't gauge it solely on just looking at a person. Someone could look like they're in the best shape of their life, but if you're not operating internally the way that you're supposed to be, then you're no good for yourself, you're no good for your family. And it's so important. And sorry, I gotta eat my apricots, full of iron. Pumpkin seeds, got them, full of iron. Watercress, full of iron. Spinach and kale, full of iron. And molasses, blackstrap molasses is really good for your blood, as well as beets. I can honestly tell you guys, when I gotta take some honey, because I hear myself like nasally, and that's not how I normally am. And I don't have allergies, but I'm not surprised with like everything that's been going on with me over the last week. I'm not surprised. Usually, if you can purchase local honey from your farmer's market where you live, and you just consume some of that, I'm probably going to take like a tablespoon of it just to see. But usually, if you are experiencing allergies, if you purchase local honey in your area and you consume that honey, I'm probably going to do it 3 times a week just to see if that will help kind of clear up what's going on. I don't know what's happened in here, but I think it's just allergies, because I don't feel like I have a cold or anything, but that usually will do the trick. But if you have any questions, let me know, guys, because I'm just so thankful to be here. I am so incredibly thankful to be here. You have no idea. I originally wasn't going to go live. They're sticky. They don't have sugar on them, but they're sticky. They're dried apricots. I wasn't going to go live until I had 500 subscribers, but after last week's fiasco, I said, oh, no. As soon as I start feeling a little better, I'm going to go live today. So it's been exactly 7 days. I get my blood drawn Friday, and then I'll probably, I think she said I have to do it every week, every 7 days, so probably be going every Friday. Totally fine by me, because that is the, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's the bruise from the IV. Crazy, 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 guys. I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful I am here. Dr. Tommy, yeah, absolutely. And so, do you have a game plan in place, Tasty? So now that you're armed with that information, what did the doctor say? What will you be doing to bring your levels up? How often are you getting your blood work done? These are all things that as mothers, working mothers, hey, I'll put it to you like this: whether you work outside of home or in the home, we're all working mothers because we're mothers. So you have children, you have children in your home, you have someone else's children you're caring for, nieces and nephews, grandchildren, you're working. So I label everyone as working. You're working because you're taking care of someone else, you're tending to someone else's needs. So what's your game plan, Tasty? What are you going to be doing? Do you know what your levels are? I surely didn't. I've always known that after the birth of my first child that I was anemic. And years ago, I had an iron transfusion. I actually had a couple. Iron transfusions in that same year. But I thought that things had resolved themselves as far as me being able to incorporate things in my diet. And I was good for a while, and then I fell off. And so I will not be falling off ever again, because I am not about to get to anyone's doctor's office and fall and hit my head on the ground again. I can't believe I did that. I was in the right place at the right time. And to think about the fact that I drove myself to the doctor's office because I knew something was wrong. Yes, I knew something was wrong. When I woke up Wednesday morning, 1 week ago today, I knew something was wrong. And my husband leaves a little bit before me. That'll be changing soon. He'll be able to not have to leave so early soon. But I knew something was wrong. Like the signs were all there. I'm sure I showed you, but I'll show you again. My hair, you can see that river run through there. It's scalp river. My hair had begun to thin, and it was coming out. And that was like last March. My hair used to be long, really full, thick, vibrant, and I knew something was wrong. And I just chalked it up to other stuff. I'm taking care of my children, taking care of my husband, taking care of my brother. I wasn't taking care of me. I wasn't taking care of Missy. So I won't be doing that ever again. And I bought these stainless steel straws from Amazon. Just be careful the first time you use them, because hit my front tooth. I was like, oh Lord, I'm already goofy as it is, so that was not fun. But so far so good. So I got like 11 straws and 2 straw brushes for I think $6, $7 or $6. So it was really inexpensive. So I'm thinking I might. They're kind of long. Well, there's various sizes. This one's awfully long. So this one's really long. But I'm thinking I might maybe take a shorter one. Because I don't eat out a lot per se. We usually reserve our eating out for Saturday. I normally cook Monday through Friday. I haven't been doing that. Not this week. But I think I cooked one. What's today? Wednesday. I think I might have, because Sunday I was home. What did we do? I think I might have made tacos because it was really quick and I think I wanted them. But after that, no. He was like, no, we'll just get something. He's like, don't. Because I'm still winded, like, if I have to, walk upstairs or something. But the pain that I was having in my armpit, that's definitely subsided, so that's good. And see, Tasty, I gained my weight primarily in my arms. I mean, yeah, it's in my tummy, too. I've had 5 babies. And I have stretch marks. But my arms is usually where... When I was younger, that wasn't the case. When I was younger, I did not gain the weight in my arms. My arms were just average shape as the next person. But when I got, probably, I almost slipped, didn't I? I'm the age. Thought you were going to get that. I'm just teasing. But probably in my late 20s is when I started to see a shift in my arms, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to gain weight there. But hey, I'm not complaining because guess what? I have my arms and they work. So I'm not complaining. I know I can do something about it though, because I do lose the weight there when I lose the weight. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, Tasty. What I did to lose the weight a few years back. So I'm going to get better. I'll be incorporating what I did. Oh, it's great to see you doing better on your life. Oh, thank you. Hi. Oh my gosh, you always comment on every video. Thank you, Noma. Oh my gosh. Am I saying it right? I'm still so. Oh my gosh, you're just here. Oh my gosh, I've been on this live for like 100 hours. I'm so. You know what? I'm so glad I stayed on so I could see you. Oh my gosh. Yes. Am I saying it right? I hope I'm saying it right. Noma. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thanks so much for being here. I always see your face pop up on all the comments on my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to everybody. So I've decided that I'm going to go live. I'll leave this over here. Monday through Friday, the rest of March, and depending upon how my schedule looks and how I'm feeling, I'm going to go live every day. Well, business day, Monday through Friday in April. So if I can swing that, I'm sorry, I might be. Oh, good. Yay, I said it right. Awesome. Oh, no worries. No worries. I'm just glad you're here. So thank you for the support because you've definitely been there from day one. Thanks. So I was just sharing with everyone why it is that I was in the hospital 1 week ago today. Long story short, the title of this live is When the Number One is Wrong. And long story short, my iron levels, my ferritin, Ferritin, was very low, extremely low. It's at a 1. It should not be at a 1. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a human who just experienced all of this. And I've had issues with low ferritin and having anemia, which are two separate things. You know, they live together, but they're two separate things. Your ferritin is your iron stores, so the iron is what helps fuel your blood and so that you're feeling your best and you're not feeling fatigue. And you need iron. I'm back, people. Okay, hey Tastia. Hey, that's your nickname, Tastia. Thanks. Welcome back, Tasty. That's Tastia. That's why you want to have iron-rich blood so that your blood is functioning at its best so that you're able to do what you need to do every day, because you shouldn't be waking up in the morning like, oh, I can hardly get out of bed. Oh, I don't want to get up. You shouldn't wake up, go get your coffee to get your day started. I love coffee like the next coffee lover, but it shouldn't be something that you absolutely have to go to. If you want to enjoy a cup, that's great, but you should be getting enough rest and feeling well rested and feeling energized enough that you shouldn't have to look to that cup of coffee. And I normally would have coffee on Saturdays, Noma. And so I was always excited about having my coffee on Saturday, but for the last year I had been experiencing symptoms, and I'll just go over them really quick. I'm sure everybody's like tired of hearing this, but I'm getting it out there. If you're a woman and you have a monthly, you should really look into getting your iron levels checked. Your hemoglobin, your hematocrit, and your ferritin. So I started to experience some hair loss. I was experiencing ringing in my ear. I thought I had tinnitus. I was experiencing fatigue. My heart was beating really, really fast. I felt like it was going to pop out of my chest. I started seeing like stars and floaters in my eyes. I had a little bit of unexplained weight gain. Oh, thank you. Thanks. And I had this little rash on my right shin. It was like the size of a nickel, and it just wouldn't heal. Like it would heal and then it would flare back up. And I knew that it wasn't like dairy related or anything because I don't do dairy. So I'm like, there's no cheese going on. There's no cow's milk going on. I make my own cheese and I drink plant-based milk. So I'm like, what is going on? And I really, truly, the clincher was the insomnia. I couldn't sleep at night. I was getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night, forever. And the leg cramps. So I was experiencing leg cramps every time, but it was primarily my left leg. Every blue moon it would be my right leg, but for the most part it was my left leg. And it would just cramp so bad. And so, of course, the little bit of sleep that I was getting, it would be interrupted by the leg cramps. Wednesday of last week, Noma, I go take my daughter to school. I'm not feeling good. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Something's not right. I woke up my normal time. I usually get up about 6. I woke up. My right arm was numb, like from my elbow down. And it was numb, like a type of numb I had never felt before. It was so numb, it was painful. It was hurting. That scared me. I knew something was wrong. Right then and there, I said, this is not right. My arm should not be numb. My arm should not be numb. It was numb. It took like 20 or 30 minutes for me to be able to gain mobility in my arm. Like for me to be able to actually, make it close. I wasn't able to grasp anything. It was the weirdest thing. And of course, I don't want to freak my husband. Well, he's already at work. I don't want to freak my husband out driving to work. And so I'm like, okay, it'll go away. I must have just really slept on it wrong is what I'm thinking. Like maybe this is just the worst that I'm going to feel. But it took like almost 30 minutes for the tingling. I started eating a lot of green leafy. Oh, yes. Fish has a lot of iron in it. If you're someone who consumes fish and meat, yes. Chicken and fish have quite a bit of iron. But one of the main leafy greens, tasty, that has the most iron in it is watercress. Watercress. Watercress it trumps spinach. It has more iron than spinach. Watercress. So grab you some. Taste, yeah. I hope you don't mind me saying that. So so last week, Noma. So I was like, okay, this is not right. So I dropped my daughter off a little earlier than I normally do at school, and I hightail it to the doctor. I'm like, this is not right. I knew inside this was not right. I knew, okay, this is it. I've reached my limit. This is it. I've got to get to the hospital. I can't like try to figure this out on my own. Come to find out, I'm registering, and I say to the lady, I'm grabbing my license out of my purse. I pass out. And where I live, it's a tiny city, so the doctor's offices are right next door to the hospital. So I'm on a gurney in the ER. They immediately do a CAT scan on me. They bring the neurologist in, and within 45 minutes, the neurologist has tested me. They put me on stroke protocol. They thought I was having a stroke, and they give me aspirin. I get the CAT scan. The CAT scan comes back. They have the doctor who reads the CAT scan read it, and they're like, there's nothing there. You don't have any hardening of your arteries. My cholesterol was excellent. My cholesterol was, I should know this by heart now. I'm thinking, yes, me too, Noma, me too. Because what if I hadn't? What if I had just was like, oh, I'm going to go run some errands, or I'm going to run to the grocery store? I would have passed out in the car. And who knows how that would have ended up. I am so glad, too, that I went to see Cal. And that's what they were saying. They were like, you did the right thing by coming. About that straw, but I'm goofy, too. I'm like, yes. Oh, yeah. You got to be careful with these because it's new. We were not a family that bought straws anyway, but my 6-year-old, I tell you, when she if she hears information and once she has vetted out that the information is good, either by asking mom or dad or trying to look it up, and she was like, we should not use plastic straws. We should not use plastic at all. So that's the whole reason why we're getting rid of. But we don't have a lot of plastic containers, but it's so cute. She's like, plastic is not good for us. And who knows what they have all this stuff at school. It's like kind of like where we live. It's kind of like the place. If you want to be vegan and if you want to like be kind of like what they call granola, meaning like just kind of like natural, no deodorant wearing, all that fun stuff. We're in that place city-wise. So, thank you. She is too. We call her. Hi, Ellen. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me on my first live. Thanks so much. I was actually getting everybody up to speed as to why I was in the hospital last week. Hence the title of this live, When the Number 1 is the Wrong Number. So for me, Ellen, I was showing some, Kuwait. Oh my gosh. Is it tomorrow in Kuwait? Is it March 21st? Oh my gosh. That's so cool. That's so cool, Ellen. Oh my gosh. Can you teach us how to say hello? What language do you speak? Oh my gosh, that's so cool, Ellen. Thank you. So, yeah, these stainless. So anyway, tasty, yes. Gotta be careful with these stainless steel straws. And it's, I'm not yet still. Oh, so almost. I knew it was close. I knew it was close. So yeah, just an hour away, and it'll be the next day. Thanks so much for being up. Yeah, thank you, thank you. It's 11 o'clock. Thank you for that. So I have to cough, everyone. Thank you. So, Ellen, I was just kind of getting everyone up to speed as to why I was in the hospital last week, and then we kind of got off topic. I was sharing with everyone that I purchased these stainless steel straws off of Amazon. And I got like 11 of them and 2 straw brushes for like $6 or $7. So it was a really good deal. So they're loud though because it's glass. We don't have any plastic cups. We were never big on plastic cups to begin with. So that wasn't an issue for us to get rid of the few plastic cups that we had. Tasty. That's my special name for you, Tasty. Tastia. Yeah, and see, Tasty, for me, it is only 105. So it must be 305 for you, Tastia. Yeah, it's only 105. So I have like another hour before I have to go. Well, maybe like 30 minutes. I've been on here 500 hours already. Hey, I'm getting the watch time in because originally I wasn't going to go live until I hit 500 subscribers, but after what happened last Wednesday, I'm like, hey, I'm going live every day. You guys are going to see me every day. I'm here. First of all, I'm checking in. I'm here, present. Missy is present. Remember how you had to present? Do they do that in your school, Ellen? Like when a teacher would take roll call, we would say present or here. So where was I, Noma? So anyway, so I'm on the gurney. They're doing all the testing. They're like, nope. They have me go and do an MRI. Thought I was having a stroke because I was exhibiting signs of a stroke. Couldn't move my left hand. Couldn't move my left arm. Couldn't talk. Face was all crooked. A hot mess. And finally, because everything was coming back like, no. So initially, right away they were like, well, no, it's not a stroke. Maybe it was a TIA, a mini stroke. Nope, not a TIA. So sure enough, I'm just so excited to be here, you guys. I'm just so thankful I'm alive. Sure enough, my iron levels, so my ferritin was at a 1, Ellen. And again, I'm not a doctor, but your ferritin should not be at a 1. Should not be at a 1. If you have the ability, Noma, Ellen, Tastia, whoever else is here, if you have the ability, you guys get your iron levels checked. Get your hemoglobin, hematocrit, and your ferritin checked. If you're not pumping iron-rich blood, me too, man. Me too. Thank you. Yes, yes. All I can say is I can't say it enough. Get your iron levels checked. If you've got some hospitals will even provide services and give you 100% based upon what your income looks like. And again, these are all things that you have to do research on your own. But if you don't have insurance, find a way, figure out a way to make it happen. Ask if they'll give you a 30 or 40 or 50% discount if you pay in cash. Ask, can you make payments on it? We're talking about lab work, so we're not talking about an extensive visit with the doctor if you don't have the ability to do that, but at least have the knowledge, at least advocate for yourself and know where you stand as far as your iron levels are concerned, and then you can figure out and devise a plan and where you go. And Tastia, I'm still waiting for you to tell me what was your plan, because you mentioned that your iron and protein are low, so your doctor shared that with you, but what was the next step? Do you have a plan in place? What were you going to do to get it up? What are you going to eliminate or include so that you can make certain that your levels are where they're supposed to be? I want you here. I know those kiddos want you there too. So we've got to do this. Excuse me. And we've got to share this information because I've always had a heavy monthly. Always, 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 always. And just kind of chalked it up to, I just have a heavy flow. I just have a heavy flow. I thought that everybody was supposed to have a flow for 7 days and going through sanitary napkins and everything like crazy. Like, oh, I knew that it wasn't right, but I also knew like, well, it just is what it is. Just it's just once a month. But goodness gracious. So I just can't stress it enough. Advocate for yourself. Do what you need to do. So since we've got a couple new people here, and I'll probably be doing a haul. I walk really slow now, as I'm just regaining my strength. So I was at the grocery store just for a little bit yesterday, and I was just walking like I was 100 years old. I was holding on to the cart. I'm sorry, I thought you had got that message. Oh, veggie. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, I made it. Girl, I'm talking so fast. But when was the last time you had your levels checked, though? Do you know where you currently are? Has anyone in the group actually had my iron check mark when I was pregnant? Vegan too. Noma, I am too. Noma, and I knew better. I totally knew better because I was doing my beets. Of course, I know beets are good for your blood. Blackstrap molasses is good. I knew the things, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. I knew all these things, but I had really fallen off. And I thought it was okay to do that because I'm like, oh, I'm good. I've got enough. And lo and behold, I didn't. Yeah. So I definitely will always do better the rest of my life because tomorrow is not promised. And I want to be around another 50 years. And I want to be around a healthy 50 years. I don't want anyone to have to take care of me. I don't want to be dragging anything. I don't want to have to stress about, is today the day? I want to be here. Yes, absolutely. Yes. It's amazing when you find out watercress has more iron than spinach. And of course, that's always the go-to for everyone. Eat me spinach. But watercress actually has more iron. So pumpkin seeds, apricots, watercress. If you're someone who consumes meat, fish has a lot of iron in it. It's out there. The information's out there. You just have to arm yourself with it, and you have to be proactive about making certain that you do your due diligence and you take care of you. Whether you have children or not, for yourself, you need to take care of yourself. And this has been an eye-opener, and I just can't stop saying it enough. Like, I'm so happy I woke up. I don't care what's going on. I'm so happy I woke up. I am so happy I woke up. Like, it's crazy. I'm so thankful it wasn't a stroke. I'm so thankful I woke up, and I know that I'm on the road to recovery, and it's just going to be onward and upward from here. I'm looking to possibly do a haul this weekend, so I'm excited about that. I know it'll take me a minute to kind of walk through the store, because our store where I do a lot of the shopping, Freddy's, it's huge. It's kind of like, I don't know if any of you have a Sam's Club or Costco. Growing up, for me, Costco was Price Club, so I'm probably dating myself, but they're big, huge warehouses, and Freddy's is huge like that. So I will just take my time and just walk slowly and get to those clearance items slowly. I love clearance, you guys. If I can find it on sale, I'm gonna get it. We're best friends. Speaking of that, if you guys saw my previous haul, I can't remember which haul it was. I should probably call them bargain hauls because I don't think anything, the lanterns I got from Grocery Outlet, Farmers Market, or Bargain Market. I don't know. I always mess that name up. Probably going to always mess it up. But Grocery Outlet, they were only $3.99. I actually have one here. I just love these things. They're so cute. I should turn the light off so you guys can see them. I have 2 of them. I'm going to turn the light off so you can see. January was better. Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, check it again and Tastia. Check it again in June. Man, see how bright it is? Oh my gosh. That light is nice. But look, you guys. Let's see. Oh heck, there we go. Whoa, that's bright. Right? Oh my gosh, I love these. I love my little lanterns from Grocery Outlet. Yeah, they're so cool. And I have 2 of these on my tablescape. So, ooh. Is that light all right for you guys? Is it too much coming in on my right side? Should I close my curtain a little bit? Oh, I didn't realize how bright it was. Keep in mind, you guys, it was just snowing like 2 weeks ago. So this is so nice to have all this sunshine. Sorry, it's just loud. It's just loud. But yes, this thanks to my daughter. So needless to say, we are transitioning away from plastic stuff. So okay, so I had done a haul where I got these floral vases from Safeway. I don't know if you guys have Safeway where you live. It's so amazing how there's so many different stores in the area. Like you guys have Aldi's. We don't have Aldi's. You guys have Piggly Wiggly. We don't have that. But at Safeway, in the floral department, almost, well, it's like guaranteed. Once a holiday has gone by, they will mark down all the floral items. And they usually automatically start at 50%, and then it jumps to 75, and then it jumps to 90. So in one of my other hauls, you guys, I got 2 of these floral vases, and they're glass. It's glass. Can you see that, you guys? It's heavy. It's extremely heavy. It's really, really heavy. $3.25. $3.25 for this. So there's a warning on here. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can put candles in it. Yeah, you totally, because it says you can put candles in it. But these are really heavy. Like I would probably break my toe if I dropped this. So I already had 2 that I had hauled for $3.25. And the day that I got them, there were probably like 15 of them left. And then when I went back, maybe like 4 or 5 days later, there was only 1. So I got this one. So I have a total of 3. But that's all right because I think I would love to mail this to someone, but it would probably cost me $25 to mail this $3 vase. It's going to stay local. But I think I know someone that I'm going to gift it to. So I was really excited about that. So I did get another one. So that means I still have 2 in my house. And then I can get one as a gift. I actually have this one turned upside down on my tablescape. And then I have one of the lanterns sitting on top of it like that, just to give it some height. So that's heavy. I could like work out with it because it's got to be like 5 pounds, you guys. Whew! I know you heard that. It's heavy. Aldi got some cute. Oh yeah, see, we don't have an Aldi's. It seems like they have really good deals because everybody that I follow that mentions Aldi's, they're like, oh, the prices are so low, it's great. So that's cool. So that's cool that you have that. These right here, you guys, I want to go back. I don't want to be a hoarder. I don't want to be hoarderish. And again, no. I had an aunt who was a hoarder. But like 5 years ago, we decided to kind of start to, and let me know if this lighting is all right. If it's not, I'll certainly turn it back on, but it's nice. 5 years ago, we decided, now that we have just the 2 in the home, to kind of just like declutter and begin to just really have in our home what we wanted in our home. We had, with 7 people, you're going to have stuff and you're going to amass a lot of stuff. Well, you don't have to, but that's just kind of pretty much the stereotypical way. Exactly. I haven't yet to do any savings apps. Don't know why I haven't. I've never done, and I know Ibotta is like one of the really popular ones. Do you do any of those, Noma? I don't know. You would think that with me being as frugal as I am that I would, but I just, oh, you do? Which ones? I have never, so maybe 2019 is a year I need to start looking into, or if you can suggest which app you use, that'd be great. But I just I've never done any of the savings apps. So I have 2 other items. And at first I wasn't going to share them, but I was just so thankful that everybody came on the live. And I'm figuring I will probably do another live because I'll probably close this out. Oh yeah, see, that's what everyone says I bought. I'm going to check it out then, especially since you've recommended it. Thank you, Noma. So I'll probably leave in like 12 minutes or end this in like 12 minutes. So I've got to run some errands. 118, yeah. So, so I have 2 more items that I purchased, and I was holding on to them, but they smell so good. They smell so good, and I want you guys to be able to take part in them now and just tell you I thank you so much for visiting today and showing some love. So at my Freddy's, when we have clearance items and an item goes clearance, do another live. Oh, for sure. I'm going to do one tomorrow, Noma. I definitely am. I'm going to do one Monday through Friday for the rest of March. So all of next week. It is spring break. So I know it won't be as long because I'm going to have the little one in the background. So maybe I'll do it in my bedroom. So that she can write on. Yes, awesome. Good thumbs up. Yes. So that will be interesting. Maybe I'll do it early in the morning before she wakes up. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to do it Monday through Friday, even though she's going to be on spring break. Not a problem. And then just seeing how that goes, I will try to do one then Monday through Friday for all of April. So we shall see. But I'm so excited. And I will absolutely, without a doubt, be here the rest of this week. So don't you worry. So these two items that I hauled, I've been smelling them the entire time I've been sitting here. They are so fragrant. I know that when I go to light them, it's going to smell phenomenal. And I keep using that word because I know they're going to be phenomenal. Growing up, I've always loved the scent and taste of honeysuckle. My dishwashing soap is Mrs. Meyer's honeysuckle. I like honeysuckle. I also like tea tree oil. I like a variety of scents, of course, as most people do, but I love honeysuckle. I love tea tree oil and lemon, verbena. I love those scents. So those are some of the scents that I really like. Orange blossom. I was gifted once some Jo Malone perfume, and it was the honey nectar. So yummy, you guys. So I'm definitely more of, I don't like it to be syrupy sweet, the smell, but, and I don't like vanilla, but I definitely like the floral. Gardenia. Sometimes gardenia is a little too sweet for me, but along those lines. So when I went past these at Freddy's, you guys, I couldn't believe it. So let me pick these up because they are heavy. Everything I got here recently was heavy. Look at that. Look at that. Candles. Oh my gosh. 3 wick candles. So that lets you know they are heavy and there's a lot of candle in here to be burned. And originally, this is like a new line that the store is carrying. And the little paper insert that was inside, that's what was in there. It said vanilla. And I was like, no way, that's not vanilla. I know what vanilla, there's pretty standard what vanilla smells like. It's kind of hard to, to not know what vanilla smells like. Once you've smelled it, you know. And I was like, that's crazy. These are not vanilla. Well, it wasn't until earlier in this live that I actually looked on the bottom of the sticker. And the sticker says that they are orange blossom. No wonder. So I like that scent too. But it really is reminiscent and reminds me of honeysuckle. So they are so fragrant. I know when I go to burn them, the throw is going to be phenomenal. And they're going to just make the room. Yes, yeah, right, Tasty? Honeysuckle is so awesome. It's so awesome. It smells so good. It's such a beautiful scent. So I'm excited. Oh, so that was hello. I just stopped. See, there was the brain fog. So they were on clearance for $15.97. Okay, let's turn it. Original price was $19.99, and then they were on clearance for $15.97. It's heavy. And with my store, when they have clearance, I had some oil. Oh, I bet that smelled nice. Yes, my Burlington is kind of far. Like it takes me probably 25 minutes to get to Burlington. I mean, it's not like it's hours away, but close to me, like within a 5-minute drive, I have Marshalls, Ross, Big Lots, Target, Kohl's, what else? Walmart, and then Freddy's. And so I have, I have like a nice selection, excuse me, as far as being able to shop and, whether I'm looking for decor items or clothing or toiletries, it's really convenient. But I do like Burlington, but I usually, will plan like, okay, I'm going to be on that side of town. So I'll definitely do that. I'm going to try and do like a shop with me. I was telling everyone on the live earlier, if I can figure out a way to dump some of this stuff on my phone, my iPhone, get some of this off of here, then I can do a shop with me. Like, I am a picture hoarder. That I am. Honest. I'm a picture hoarder. I have like 5,000 pictures on my phone. And my husband, he's always like, babe, just let them go. Like, they're in the cloud. Like, you don't have to have them on the actual phone. I'm like, yes, I do. So, if I can stand apart with some of the pictures or maybe some of the apps on there. I don't have a lot of apps, but basically pictures. That's taking up all my space. Then I would love to do like a shop with me, and I'll probably start with like Big Lots because I love Big Lots. Did you guys know that for every 3 purchases that you make, it's then you get that $5 reward? So I'm sure you guys did, but I've talked to a couple people who didn't know. And you don't have to make like a huge purchase either. Oh, my husband's texting me on my. You got it, sir. Not a problem. You got it. I love that you can just send a message. I have no storage. Why don't you have any storage? Yeah, I love Big Lots. Yeah, see, I've got storage now because we started letting go of stuff. Like, I was like, it's out of here. It's out of here. I'm transitioning. I'm moving away from all that stuff. And I did. I just started like just letting stuff go. I started like just letting people have stuff because I knew that I didn't want to bring in more items and still have. Oh, on your phone. Yeah, right. Is it pictures too? Or do you have more apps? Or is it a combination of both? Because I am 90% pictures. And he's like, well, first of all, you know how you take a picture and you got to take 17 of them just to get the right picture, number one. And of course, I don't go back in and delete them. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I need to let go of some of these. I don't even like this picture. But what was I saying? Oh my gosh, my brain. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so Big Lots. So yeah, so like if you do 3 purchases, then you get that $5 reward. And Big Lots actually carries, I showed it in one of my hauls, they carry some of the bars that my daughter likes. They're organic bars, and they sell them at our local grocery store, but they're like $2.50 more at the grocery store. So what I'll sometimes do is I will go, I've got free time now that she's in school. So I'll go and maybe pick up a box one, Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday. It's not like it's huge, but oh yeah. Oh, I hope they get it resolved for you. It's all a big, it's a big scam anyway. They're scamming us on Tasty, I tell you. Because growing up, we didn't have phones. You went to the pay phone and you either found 20 cents or you had coin in your penny loafers, because I wore penny loafers all the time, along with a lot of my other classmates. And we put dimes in there. Do you guys know what penny loafers are? Or you did what almost everybody did. You went and placed a collect call at the pay phone, and then during the transition time, because I don't even know if anybody knows that there were phone operators, but during the transition time when the operator would say, you have a collect call from Missy. Well, during that time, you can hear one another. And so you'd be like, hey, Mom, I'm done from practice. Come pick me up. So then as long as the receiving party hung up, you were not charged that collect call charge, which was astronomical back then. It was probably like $5 or $10 to receive an incoming collect call. Our children don't even know what that stuff is. It was so funny. So like if you didn't have money, nobody else had money on them, you're like, well, collect call it is. You can't even hardly find a payphone nowadays. So anyway, so I said all that to say that at our Freddy's, when items go on clearance, like these 2 big, huge candles went on clearance. They're called minimalist. I thought that was so fitting because that's kind of like the life that we've been living and kind of the route that we've taken. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, I was reading your message, Noma. But it was kind of fitting that these are called the minimalist gold candle because that's kind of like how the route that we've been taking like over the last 5 years. So I'm going to be wrapping up like in a couple minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm so long-winded. Sorry, guys. But again, I'm just so happy to be alive. So you get an additional discount. And so with Freddy's, like when they do the discount on the clearance items, like for the first week it starts at 30%, then the following week it's 40, and then so on and so on until it gets to like, I don't think they've ever done 90, but it does go up to 70%. So you just buy, but here's the thing, you have to bide your time, but you also have to figure out, is it worth me to try to wait and miss out on the item if someone else buys it, or do I just wait and pray that it's still there once it gets to 70% off? So sure enough, the day that I went, these were 70% off the $15.97. So there's probably no more left because this was some time ago. But I'm just so thankful. Oh, awesome. Thanks for doing that, Ellen. Thanks for networking, everyone. So, yep, this was fitting. I know this was meant to be because they are titled minimalist candles. And like I mentioned, I pretty much let go. Aside from like 2 or 3 big major pieces that were the warm, earthy tones, I'm shifting over into the white, clear tones that I like. And I've really been happy with it. The kitchen is white and gray and turquoise with just little pops. It's not, and again, I only have like a 6-pack of these, like a 2 small, 2 medium, 2 large. I don't have a turquoise all in the kitchen. It is really truly like white and gray, and then just a couple of decor items. But I do want to do some DIYs, so let me know. Either let me know or give me a purple heart if you want me to do some decor items. I mean some DIY items. And I'll definitely try to work on a haul this weekend. But I am just so happy with life. I am so happy, and I know that from here on out it's just going to get better. And I'm just so thankful and grateful that I'm here, and I'm going to do my due diligence to make certain that, okay, awesome. I'll work on brainstorming to do some DIYs. Thank you, Noma. So I think that is it. It's 1:30 for me, so I should probably skedaddle and get out of here, but I will definitely be here tomorrow, and I hope you're here, Tastia, so I can talk about how I was able to get the weight off, including my belly. It's, you've had 4, I've had 5. It's tough, but it can be done. So if you don't have any other questions, I think I'll be leaving. If anyone doesn't have anything they want to ask before I sign off. Yeah, all right. Well, as always, guys, be nice. It pays off. And you know what? Be nice to yourself because it definitely pays off. All right, you guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.